Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special Valentine's Day edition here of NIU League of Legends. I am, as always, Connor Vagel, joined today by Austin Austie125 Beal, and thank you so much for being here, Austin.
Absolutely excited to be here on a special game day. Excited to see some League of Legends.
Absolutely. And you know what? For you, those of you out here who are watching and are spending your time with us, we appreciate you. And, we even love that you're here. So, in the spirit of the season and everything, we got two great teams that are going to be showing their strengths on the Rift. NIU coming off of uh, an, an actual very strong performance against a very difficult team in Northeastern on Saturday afternoon. So they're going to look to get back in the win column like they did last Wednesday here against Toledo tonight. Toledo bringing to the Rift Kings, Redshift, Devour the Rich, Camaray, and Gambit, while NIU is going to be starting with their standard lineup of Fury, Broccoli, Beach Hill, and Extra Loaded and Bootwear. Austie, I wanted to say as well,
hmm
congratulations last night. Overwatch getting a huge come from behind reverse sweep. And I know you were a big part of that one. So
Yeah, thank you.
congratulations on that as well.
Thank you. Yeah, super fun night, and we're hoping to keep the wins going in the future. But I'm also hoping we can get a win tonight. I mean, keep the NIU esports wins rolling on all fronts here.
Absolutely. Hopefully we don't have to see it be a reverse sweep. It would be wonderful if we
Yes.
were able to get two quick
Oh,
games and
absolutely.
be out of here. I know many of our players, many of you at home, generally, a lot of people have plans tonight. And so we thank you once again so much for making us a part of those plans tonight. We should be getting into game right on time and right away here. So we should be jumping in any second now. Looks like the teams are just finishing up, getting ready. Uh, Austin, what do you expect to see tonight? Anything in particular that is piquing your interest?
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Toledo. I don't typically know what most teams play, but I guess one thing with us going into Champ Select, I'm sure we're going to see Rumble banned. That's the one thing I can pretty much count on every week. Every week I should come back here is Rumble's going to be banned. But
And,
yeah, I'm not too sure what we're going to see here.
yeah, absolutely. And it's funny that you mentioned that because we've seen that Fury has started picking up the Rumble as well. And so now it's a double ban for the side of NIU. If a team's going to leave it up, you've got two different places that you can play it very, very standard and in a pretty strong matchup. So I'd imagine since the side of Toledo is on the blue side, they're going to be the ones to ban it or pick it away. I wouldn't imagine that uh, NIU gets to take that one. To your point,
Mm.
looks like everybody is getting ready here, and so I think NIU is finishing up their last ones we need to see ready, and then we'll jump into Champ Select for you here in, excuse me, this game number one of this best of three series.
Yeah.
Big shout out over to the coach of NIU. We've got uh, Bradley Bebo. He's coaching once again. So pleasure to have him back. And, we haven't gotten as many chances to shout him out for these amazing drafts over the semester so far. We've been jumping into the game pretty quickly on these broadcasts. So with a little bit of time, shout out goes out to Bradley for coaching the League of Legends team. And then to your point with the Overwatch match from last night, also a shout out over to the side of Jacob Ferget. I forgot who was able to commandeer the team over to a victory last night.
Absolutely. We love our coaches. Great work going in, on and off, the play time. I mean, they really help us out, and we appreciate everything they do. Absolutely.
Yes. All right. So we just see the ready up from NIU here. So it looks like we are going to go ahead and jump into Champ Select. And here we go with game number one of this best of three between NIU and Toledo Zips. And to your point, immediately we see the Rumble band away. So no surprises there from the side of Toledo.
Yeah, I mean, pretty standard, so nothing to see. Pantheon's interesting.
Yeah, it does kind of give a lot of priority over towards wherever that plays. Has a lot of early game focus, that Pantheon. Now,
hmm
Master Yi is an interesting ban. I would not necessarily expect that to be coming out in a competitive draft. Zach, I'm gonna venture to guess that this is NIU banning Comfort. The first real ban that goes towards that competitive and towards comfort of NIU is going to be that Evelyn. We've seen
Hmm.
Broccoli play that a couple times in the past
Yep.
and have some really strong performances. Karma going to be the one to finish it off as well.
Yep.
So we'll see where the
Ooh.
side of Toledo likes to go. It'll immediately be that Lilia ban, or the Lilia pick, I'm sorry. So that's going to more than likely go towards the jungle here for Redshift. Very strong pick. Did get hit by the ban hammer and some nerfs. The nerf hammer more than the ban hammer, I should say. But it still has been pretty strong this patch, especially with Brand kind of still running rampant in the jungle.
Yeah.
NIU gets the chance to pick up the Maokai, though. They've been really prioritizing this, and I'm surprised it actually slipped down to them. It is one of the strongest champs, both in pro play, competitive play, and in solo queue right now. So, more than likely going to be going down to the side of Bootwear to pilot this one, but we'll have to see where they like to take that Maokai.
Yeah, I mean, I think a few games ago we saw it on Bootwear, and it was a great showing. So I'm excited to see that again. Hopefully.
Absolutely. Now, Misfortune going to be picked up here for the side of NIU. That'll almost certainly be for the side of NIU's ADC Extra Loaded. So he'll be able to grab that Misfortune. Again, a very potent bot lane, a lot of push potential here, and a lot of pressure that they'll be able to put out early on. But Misfortune also being safe enough to where if this Maokai decides to roam up towards the mid lane, up towards the top lane, Misfortune can stay pretty safe under the turret and just
Hmm.
clear waves and allow the Maokai to have a little bit more freedom.
Hmm.
Morgana going to try to lock him down and keep him in lane, and so that'll be the pick that goes over towards the side of Toledo. And you'd imagine that they're probably going to pick ADC here, and
Hmm.
indeed they're going to hover the Twitch to answer the Misfortune. What's interesting about that Twitch is that it will enable the side of Toledo to roam a little bit more. Ray going to be able to use that one a little more aggressively with the camouflage that he can use.
Hmm.
NIU going to probably have a little bit more of a standard farming lane with Misfortune.
Hmm.
Obviously, Maokai a little
Yeah.
bit different in that he'll be the one electing to roam a little bit more.
Yeah.
I really like that Aurelion Soul, though. We
Yes.
saw that on Saturday. It was very strong for Beat Chillin', and he'll be able to grab that one back up, likely setting up for himself to get some roams up there from Maokai and get some
Hmm.
early aggression
Yeah.
here on the Star Forger. Camille going to be banned away. Could be a support that Camille. We did see that from the side of Northeastern on Saturday.
That makes
Could also be a
sense.
top laner. So,
Aatrox.
yep, they're the Aatrox. So definitely a lot of top lane focus with these bans.
Hmm.
You have to imagine that NIU will likely answer that with one more support ban of their own here, or potentially will even further pinch the top lane pool.
Oh, okay.
Twisted Fate's interesting. It definitely, I mean, it makes sense considering the fact that Toledo doesn't have a mid laner, and also kind of is looking to have some mixed damage here. Now, Belveth is a solo queue champion that we've seen the side of Broccoli go towards, but
Hmm.
not in any competitive matches so far. It will be banned away. A little bit sad for me. I do love to see some Belveth, and
Hmm.
I as a one trick of Belveth myself, it is always fun to see it played in a competitive sense, but
Hmm.
it won't be here, and
Hmm.
we'll see how this one goes. And are you gonna give the counter pick over towards the? No,
Oh,
they'll actually
okay.
wait for the counter pick in the top lane. I thought they were gonna wait and give that to Broccoli, but I like the talent pick. Gives a little more priority.
Hmm.
It kind of has been their focus when that Evelyn has been taken down. It's
Hmm.
kind of an AD style assassin jungler, and we saw a pretty good performance over by Broccoli on that champion last week.
Hmm.
So we'll see him pilot it once again.
Hmm.
Yone, a pretty standard pick into, well, actually not really into anything, considering that we're not really sure what NIU's top lane is going to do here.
Hmm. We're gonna see the final pick here soon. Curious as to what it'll be.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really sure if that Yone is going to go top or
Oh,
mid, and
there's
it
our
is going to be
answer.
a mid Yone with the Scion being picked up top, which gives a little bit more prio over to Fury here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what he likes to go with into that Scion. You'd imagine that this is probably actually going to be a little bit more. I wouldn't imagine a tank fight here for Fury. I think he'll probably play something with a little more prio. We'll see what they elect to do. Instead, he is going to go back to his Stunbot champion with the Renekton,
Mm-hmm.
putting themselves on a little bit of a timer, but does give. We've seen some strong performances from Fury here on the Renekton, so not really surprised to see that one come back out here for him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Something I see him playing all the time in his ranked games and all that. So definitely a comfort pick as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it definitely works into the Scion. Scion going to look to farm and just get tanky, whereas Renekton going to try to be a little more proactive with that, especially setting up for the Talon, considering that there's two strong carries in the middle lane and the jungle. You know, you got to have some setup there.
Mm-hmm.
Maokai Renekton going to play a lot of that
Yeah.
style for you.
Yep.
It's really interesting, though, to me, looking at the side of Toledo's comp. There's a lot of magic damage there. I mean, obviously Yone is going to build attack damage, but
Mm-hmm.
every other auto is going to do half magic.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch has a very similar type of passive. Scion, even though he's building tank, a lot of his abilities do, I believe, do magic damage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Lilia and Morgana are going to straight up do magic damage. So
Yeah.
there's definitely some merit here to building a little bit of magic resist for the side of
Absolutely.
NIU. I think NIU's comp is a little more varied on the types of damage it does. You've got some physical there, you've got some magic,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think they're a little better set up to not really have straight resistance items work against them. I
Yeah.
think it really forces the side of Toledo to go into some of those health items,
Yeah.
um, which may not necessarily be where they want to go with the champs they've chosen. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
overall, I think it's a interesting draft. I think NIU definitely comes out, in my opinion, on top of this draft. I think they get to play a little bit more of their style. Obviously, Toledo's style being a little bit less known to us means that maybe they got to play their style, but obviously this seems a little more all over the place with their draft, is what I would say. The
Yeah.
Scion kind of is a tank there where to have some front line, but Lilia and Yone are kind of going to try to dash in and out. Twitch is also still trying to poke. So, I mean, generally, I think the side of Toledo probably has a little bit better of just like pick opportunities and poke,
Mm-hmm.
but NIU definitely has a better all-in team fight. And if we can see them force some 5v5s, I think they have a really good opportunity to maybe make it rain on top of,
Mm-hmm.
into a bullet time.
Yeah.
Who knows? With Misfortune, if she's able to get fed for extra loaded, you can definitely have some really cool opportunities here for
Absolutely.
the side of NIU. All right. Well, with just about a minute before we jump into game, just throw into the chat if you guys think NIU won this draft, did Toledo win the draft, and what's your predictions? Is it going to be an NIU 2-0? Or are we going to get out of here pretty quickly? And are you guys going to get the chance to, have your Valentine's festivities? I know the players are hoping for it. We'll see what ends up happening. Obviously, a little bit unfortunate for with the holiday falling right on a game day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I especially, I want to express my sympathies, might not be the right word, but
Mm-hmm.
express my appreciation over to the side of Toledo. Obviously, a little bit different for them. They are playing on the Eastern time zone, so now is just about 8 o'clock for them. So right, in the middle of their evenings, but everybody taking the time to play on the holiday and everything, and hopefully bring you guys some great League of Legends action.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately looking at it, nobody wearing any Valentine's Day skins. Very unfortunate. Was hoping to be able to make some nice one-liners about it, but nobody having that opportunity. Fury wearing the pink Renekton skin. Kind of getting in the spirit of the season. Not quite all the way there, but all right, we're going to see a pause come out immediately as we'll see what ends up happening with that.
It's good. It'll give me some
But
time to scale all of the stuff up.
yeah, absolutely. And looking at it though, I'm immediately having my eyes drawn towards a couple of things. Okay, Bootware had a disconnect. Pause should be resuming in just a second, so very quick pause. But looking at it here, one thing that's really important to note is we are seeing the cull on the Scion, so he's just looking to farm up, especially with that Ghost and Grasp. I'm not 100% sure that we're not going to see the um, just an inting type of Scion, um, just looking to grab and proxy some of these waves. Now, both teams kind of posturing towards a mid lane. Obviously, Fury going up towards the top lane. Looks like everybody kind of fans out for a solid or for a solid 5 point. Nobody actually stacking in the end. Toledo doing a lot of pings on that ward, knowing that it's there. But yeah, everybody just standard 5 stacking, just kind of watching for each other. Looking up and down, we're going to see that it is the Ghost and Teleport here for Scion, as well as Teleport for Devour the Rich on this Yone. Ghost going to be the summoner spell for Gamma Ray on the Twitch, whereas we're going to see the Ignite for Gambit on the Morgana. On the side of NIU, pretty similar. We do see the Flash instead of the Ghost on the side of Fury's Renekton. Now, Fury might have a couple coming for him. He's going to drop the ward and just back away. They are not going to get that started in time, and so the ward will live. Very nice for NIU. Generally, looking at it though, we'll go back to that. It is going to be the Ghost. Ooh, be chilling, get a nice trade here. Not able to land the first Q was Devour the Rich. And it's going to be Cleanse here for extra loaded on the Misfortune, as well as Ignite for the support here of Bootware on the Maokai. Runes, we're looking at Grasp of the Undying, Conqueror, Lethal Tempo, sorry. Glacial Augment for the side of Toledo, whereas on NIU, Conqueror, Arcane Comet, First Strike, and the Aftershock. Each only get a nice trade there on towards the Yone. Yone though able to get first chance to have the level upper hand. Does step a little too far forward and take a turret shot, so that means that the trade ends up being pretty even after everything is said and done. And overall, it'll just be continued farming from all the laners here. Now, be chillin' doing quite a bit. Devour the Rich gonna be forced to flash as he just disrespected the damage that comes out from Be Chillin' on this Aurelion Soul. And Austin, what do you feel about that one? Was that? Am I alone in thinking that that was a little bit?
Yeah, it's a little bit greedy
ambitious?
there. I think. Yeah. Trying to overstay your welcome a little bit. I mean, you got to respect B Chillin'. I mean, he really knows his way around Aurelion Soul, and if you overstep, I mean, be ready to take something for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, luckily, neither team does lose it. Actually, wow. I just noticed Yone actually teleported back to lane as well, so he completed a recall and teleported, expelling both summoner spells just from that massive disrespect. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's putting him at a pretty severe disadvantage here in this lane. And Be Chillin' just gonna go ahead and continue to farm up here and continue to just push out the damage, knowing that the Yone doesn't have anything. And now here we see it. It's gonna be the roam up from the bot lane of NIU. And with Maokai here, I think that this is going to be first blood going over towards the side of NIU. Not able to grab it, but will the dash forward. NIU actually going to grab a little bit of damage on towards the bot lane here, but this might have been a little overambitious. It is going to be first blood going over towards the side of Toledo. Will NIU be able to turn this around? Twitch is going to be taken a little low, but extra loaded, not really in a good spot. That's flash forward from Gambit, and it's going to be a double over towards the side of Toledo. And just as I said that NIU was looking a little overambitious, well, Fury gets something back, so it will be a cross map 1 for 2. But the Huskies got punished a little bit there for a little bit of an early aggressive play.
Yeah, definitely not a great spot to be in. I mean, we saw the moving up the river from our Maokai. I believe Misfortune, the two that moved up from bot into mid to fight that, but it's just unfortunate how the battle unfolded there.
Yeah, just unlucky with some of the target focus and the damage. I think Broccoli's still going to go ahead and continue to farm up, not really too far behind, despite being down 1 kill to nothing. And so NIU will just keep putting the pressure on here. Actually, looks like Talon might be able to get the early aggression on towards these grubs. Both teams kind of posturing towards them, but Talon gonna look to grab some vision. Now he does clear out, or at least notice that there's a ward on this jungle entrance, or the river entrance there for the top half of the map, and so he will back away, but Lilia doing the same outside of NIU's vision does mean that neither of these teams are really putting that priority on the grubs with this early, uh, with the early placement and positioning. So NIU will just start up the dragon. Broccoli doing a nice job of getting his bot lane to roam here for it. Lilia is going to collapse, so NIU needs to be a little bit careful about this. Broccoli going to grab some damage, but now going to dash on forward. That's going to be the Bramble Smash forward, and it will be the damage for NIU. Devour the Rich also going to be taken very low. We'll see if he's able to grab anything. Ultimate comes through. Broccoli going to be able to grab that one. And so NIU will grab 2 kills of their own and now grab the dragon. With no jungler here for the side of Toledo, it means that this is going to be free for the side of the Huskies.
I mean, a great showing of patience and knowing when to engage from the Huskies here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it means that NIU is going to have to try to contest these grubs. It may have taken them just a little too long. Talon going to go ahead and start up his gromp. So yeah, they will just give over the grubs towards Toledo. Obviously, with the control ward there, Fury knows that they're kind of going for it, I believe. Let me check that vision for myself. Oh, no, he doesn't see that they've started this, actually. So it does look like the call is just to say, you know what, we can't get up there in time. Go ahead and give up grubs, and we'll contest the second set. Now, Fury going to go ahead and use the ultimate here. Does get a lot of damage. Now, Ghost is used and channeled on the Q. Decimating Smash lands. Ultimate going to be used as well from Lilia. Now, that's going to be the ultimate from Kings as well to follow up, and it will be the kill going over towards Kings, I believe. And yeah, just a little bit unfortunate. Like I said, with Fury not knowing that Lilia was right there doing the objective, it meant that he did get a little over-aggressive. Now, Talon is going to be able to follow this one up and just grab the kill with his own ultimate. Not anything that that Sion can do. And so NIU will keep the kill lead and just about even up the gold here. And there's going to be the dash forward from Devour the Rich, but is he going to be able to get really a lot of damage? No. Actually going to be a one trade by NIU. Nice Black Shield there by Gambit. Does mean that the route forward does not land. So we'll just see continued farming from both of these bot lanes. This is kind of where you expected the bot lane to go, though. A little bit of pressure forward from NIU with the misfortune, just able to poke down and continue to farm from a little bit further out than the Twitch. Does mean that the wave kind of stacks in NIU's favor, and that's just a nice Q there from Extra Loaded. Able to grab quite a bit of damage on towards the Twitch. So with that wave pushed in, NIU will just back away, grab some vision here on their river entrance, and Devour the Rich will try to go forward but won't really find anything. And now this could be Chillin trying to go in. He's going to have to back away though. Not able to get the, not able to close the distance in between himself and Devour the Rich.
He did use that ultimate for it, so not online for this fight, but definitely not out of the fight. I mean, he could turn it around very easily here.
Yeah, absolutely. Lilia is going to be spotted on the bot side when she clears that ward. Chillin taken low, but not really able to grab enough out of this. Fury doing a nice job just poking down the Scion. And now Broccoli is going to look for the dive over the wall. We'll see if he's able to grab it. Yes, he is. Just able to dive straight into vision and get the nice turret dive and grab the kill for himself. Now, Lilia is still sitting here. Wasn't really expected. But with the sleep, Flash going to be used by Redshift. This is pretty aggressive, and with the Bramble Smash into the bullet time, does mean that Redshift isn't able to grab anything. Now, Broccoli in a little bit of a tough spot. Gonna have to flash forward. Able to grab that one. Now, Broccoli is taken low, but will he be able to get that camera ray? Is gonna go ahead and flash forward and grab the kill of his own. Gambit gonna have to flash himself, but Misfortune is here, able to grab the kill with her own flash, and now it's gonna be a matter of ring around Rosie, as NIU is gonna chase this Twitch, but he's gonna be able to grab get himself out of vision. But crucially for NIU, that is a 2-for-1 in favor of the Huskies, and it will be a 7-4 kill lead, and now a 300 gold advantage over to the side of Northern.
Yeah, it's worth noting that we also have the Dragon. I mean, Toledo does have the Grubs, but in my opinion, Dragon goes a lot further than the Grubs do.
I agree, especially if you're able to get a second, if you're able to trade and kind of split the Grubs, it really doesn't matter too much. Now, Fury, oh, nice flash, nice ulti, but is he going to be able to trade this one back? Oh, that is, the Seed just misses from Redshift here, and that's not what you want to see if you're the Toledo fan. Fury going to be able to grab the solo kill here, or actually, it does, Rolling Soul from Beachhill does grab the assist, but overall, this gives NIU the Grubs, gives them inside positioning on this Dragon when it spawns in just about 15 seconds, I'm sorry. And so they'll be able to grab both those, and the kill will go over towards the Huskies to double the kill count of the side of Toledo. Devour the Rich looking a little bit aggressive here. I'm not sure that this is a bit ambitious. Going to be able to dash forward even through the route, but ultimate back out and has to flash. That, I mean, sure he escaped, but was that really worth it? Also having to channel the teleport from Scion. Now, the Seed does land on towards Broccoli, but is it going to be enough? Devour the Rich sticking around. It looks like the side of Toledo just really does not want to lose this Dragon. And I really don't think they have the opportunity to contest. They're going to try, though. Finally, the channel of the recall does happen from Devour the Rich, but he does not have teleport, so he won't be able to join this fight. And now you're going to roam their bot lane back towards the bot. They'll see that there is a ward here. Now, actually, with Beachhill and recalling, it does look like inside positioning on this Dragon has gone over towards the side of Toledo, but I really don't think they can start it. NIU has a good recontest available to themselves, especially with Talon being in the bot lane here. Twitch gonna have to be forced to dash away, and just kind of sitting out of vision in the camouflage. So NIU will start up this Chemtech Drake, and so we'll see where the side of Toledo elects to go with this, if they're going to even contest it. NIU knows they're here. Now that's a nice ultimate. Actually, Beachhill able to grab the damage, but not able to grab the kill. What was, oh, it was the Vampiric Scepter had been finished by Yone. Was able to grab that one and heal himself off the wave while Beachhill was doing some damage. Overall, NIU does grab the Dragon, though, so it is just a kill traded for the Drake. And, you know, one thing to note with that build is that with Beachhill's Aurelion Soul, he did start with the Rylay's Crystal Scepter, so it doesn't necessarily have the same damage output that you would see if he had started with, you know, a more damage-focused item and less of a utility item. I think it works in the build. It just might have been the difference between a kill and the death in that particular instance. Fury going to be taken low, does have ultimate available here, but he is going to be dashing away. Now Talon is here, so we'll see. That's going to be Decimating Smash landing and getting the kill on towards Fury is Redshift, but Broccoli able to do a nice bit of damage dashing back in, and Kings does not have any mana. Now Redshift is going to be taken very low. Devour the Rich is here. Broccoli might have just stepped a little too far forward. He did. Kings is going to be able to grab that one, and it will be a 2-for-1 in favor of Toledo. And NIU not quite doing what they need to get the pressure in this game. Now that's going to be ultimate used. Blueware thinks he's got this, and that's going to be the damage going through. Beachhill able to add enough to it that Devour the Rich is going to go ahead and use his ultimate, though, but traded back by Beachhill. he's going to be taken very low, and with Gambit here, NIU does just have to elect to back away. Gambit and Cameray have rotated, as has extra loaded, so we're going to see this next fight be over the Rift Herald. B Chillin is going to recall, but does have teleport available, as does Devour the Rich, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see them immediately channel and go towards the bot lane, and yes, they do. So now it will just be the mid lane and bot lane swap here for both of these teams. With the turret plates already having dropped, it does allow both of these teams to have that additional pressure in towards the mid lane with the dual lanes having rotated.
I'm interested in when this fight over Herald's going to come out. I mean, are we going to get it in time, or I wonder if they're just going to stall out in lane until Baron spawns.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they're going to try to go for that one. It does look like these these bot lanes, sorry, that are in the mid lane may be posturing towards potentially roaming up, but I also want to call attention to the Eclipse that's been built by both the Talon and the Renekton. I mean, Fury, I'm a little surprised by, to be honest. Whereas if you look at Talon, you'd expect that the Eclipse is going to be built there. Ultimate going to be used by Broccoli, but a lot of damage coming through. Now Gambit going to be taking the low, and actually Cameray able to do the damage through everybody. And that's kind of the problem with NIU's comp here. If they don't have Renekton there to lock down the ADC, they can there's too many targets that can free fire. And so in a true 5v5, I think NIU does a nice job and is able to win those, but the picks and everything are what really goes over towards the side of Toledo. Fury doing a really nice job of trading on towards King. Might be able to grab, or Kings might be able to grab one of his own. Now, Lilia is here. Oh, the ultimate used by King's not able to grab anything, and Broccoli is also here, so we'll see if NIU is able to grab anything out of it. Broccoli going to be taking very low. Gambit also going to be here, as well as Devour the Rich using the TP. Now, Fury might be in a tough spot. He's going to have to dash away. Will he be able to get out of that one? Flashing away from the ultimate on the Yone. Will he be able to grab it? Devour the Rich flashing as well, but is able to grab the kill. And with the 4-man dive, Fury falls as well, and the kills go to even, but the gold is really heavily going over towards the side of Toledo, and we're in for a bit of a slugfest here on game number 1 of this best-of-3 series.
Yeah, we definitely see that tower gold coming into effect now. I mean, that's quite a sizable difference, about 3,000, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, NIU has yet to crack their first outer turret, or their first tier 1 turret, whereas Toledo has taken down all 3.
Yeah.
It does lead to a lot of that gold difference, like you pointed out. So we'll see if NIU is able to grab one of these. With the first Infernal Drake spawning in just a few seconds, I believe that NIU is going to look to contest this one, and if they're able to do so, that puts a lot of the damage that they need to crack through some of these turrets, puts it online. Now, Broccoli is going to be spotted out here. Devour the Rich is going to land, but that's going to be the ultimate coming through from the Aurelian Soul, and it's going to be the shutdown going over to be chillin' as well. So in a 5v4, I really don't think that Toledo has the people there to contest this, and so NIU will start up the Dragon. Bootware is going to be drowsy, but we'll see if he's able to grab anything. King's taking about half HP. Now, that doesn't mean the stun lands on towards B Chillin'. Also, the ultimate. B Chillin' going to be taken very low, and that's going to be the follow-up damage. The side of Toledo able to turn this one around. Broccoli going to be taken low as well, and this Twitch is just pumping out damage on the back line. Not able to do anything as NIU, and I was struggling with the... I was a little bit upset with the pick earlier, but the comp is definitely working out in the side of Toledo's favor, and so NIU not really able to do a whole lot with this one. They are going to have to give up the Drake here, and Lilia going to be able to grab her first Drake of the game. 13 to 11 the kills, 4,000, about 5,000 actually now. The gold lead in favor of Toledo, and they will make these Drakes 1-2 and delay NIU's attempt at the Dragon Soul.
Yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate pathing in that fight. Kind of just allowed the Scion Twitch to just walk on our Aurelian Soul. I mean, it's tough positioning, tough to see what went into that without hearing the thought process. But yeah, it definitely came out in Toledo's favor, so hopefully NIU can pick it back up here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough, especially when you look at some of those wards. We've got there's 3 sweepers on the side of NIU, so it's more difficult to place vision down when you have fewer wards available to you.
Hmm.
They can clear a lot of the vision, and they might be able to get vision of Twitch in some of these fights, but it is you can definitely see that the Twitch being a bit of a menace has been worrying NIU enough to where they're kind of focusing on getting some of this some vision of him as he roams around.
Yeah.
Rift Herald does go over towards the side of Toledo, so they are able to finish that just before it forced despawns. We are going to see the Baron with not the long pit, but the double entrances with the small wall there. So it is going to give a little bit more opportunity. I think NIU actually likes this one a little bit more because it's another wall that Talon can jump over, and Lilia also has to then try to position her seedling so that it goes over the wall instead of through. Now, Devour the Rich might be in a bad spot here. This is going to be NIU engaging on him. Broccoli going to go on in. Now, we'll see if they're able to get that. That is going to be the dash forward, but with the vision does mean that Devour the Rich is able to escape here. And Fury going to go ahead and start engaging on towards Kings. And despite all the early advantage that Fury had, he's now down at level and about 40 CS. So we'll see what he's able to do as he tries to clear out this wave. And it is just going to be NIU needing to farm up and get back into this one. Definitely some leads on the solo lanes for the side of Toledo. Now, with Devour the Rich using his ultimate as well as the dash, yeah, he's just using the ping here, knowing that he is not long for this world. But because 2 of the members of NIU were down in the bot lane, it does mean that the delay allows the side of Toledo to start up this Baron. Now, NIU, oh, that's a huge bullet time on top of the ultimate here from the Maokai. But unfortunately, it doesn't really matter because Camaray never was under threat in that fight, and so he's just able to do so much damage. Gambit does stay alive as well, but NIU really needs to find a way to dive on top of the Twitch here and grab and take him out of the fight, because he's really been the problem so far, just deleting all of the carries of NIU, and in fact all the members of NIU for that matter.
Yeah, it's a tough fight, but to look on the positive side, Baron did not fall to Toledo, so NIU can definitely take it or definitely put up another contest for it, stall it out, and make some progress there.
Yeah, I mean, you really just need... This is a 7-0-3 Twitch, so you need to find a way to get a pick on towards him. And, I mean, with the Black Shield from Morgana, this is a comp that's really set up to use Twitch as Mr. President and just protect Mr. President at this point with Camaray.
Yeah.
He is going to be able to get invisible once again, and so he'll just roam around, and that's really what's causing some troubles here for NIU. So you'll have to see. We'll have to see if NIU is able to do anything to really just take out the Twitch very quickly. Red buff on everybody because of the new how the red buff works now, and blue buff for that matter after 20 minutes. So now NIU does. There is vision here, but this could be Twitch falling or Talon. Sorry, Yone falling again, but Talon is actually going to be the one to fall. Broccoli able to grab the kill, trade it off, but with the jungler for NIU dead, this is going to be the side of Toledo going right back towards the Baron. NIU is kind of sussing this one out, does now have vision of it happening, and the bullet time is available as well, so we'll see if they go for the same fight. They are going to go for the same exact play. With them all stacking behind, though, the Black Shield does mean that NIU really can't do a whole lot about this. Now, that's going to be a sleep on towards 3 for the side of Toledo, but likely NIU's not able to grab anything on it. Camaray still going to be falling, but now it's going to be Twitch able to grab 1. It will just be 1 back, though, so Broccoli is going to not be able to get out of it. Well, he might be able to get out of this one. We'll see. Now going to dash over the wall. He's going to have to play his best dash champ here, and he is able to get out of that one, but Baron is going to be on 3 members of Toledo, and Talon going to go ahead and get out, but overall, just a fight that goes directly in favor of Toledo and does allow them to even out these Drakes with their second Infernal Drake of the game.
Yeah, definitely a tough position to be in if you're NIU. I mean, having to make a bit of a comeback, going to be down about 6,000 gold here, but I mean, it's always doable. We're seeing some smart decisions made, so let's just keep those up. And I think if we play smart, you know, we can definitely turn this thing around.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to get on the Talon that time, or on the Twitch, I'm sorry, that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the big thing, that they need to be able to get a pick on towards Twitch. It's going to require getting some vision around the map, but I think if they're able to get a pick on Twitch, they have the better fight afterwards, and so they can really punish from that point on. It's just going to be a matter of actually jumping on top of Twitch and being able to get him blown up they uh, before they fall to his damage themselves.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I mean, with the kill on that Twitch, that was a 700 gold shutdown, so definitely helping on the side of NIU there.
Yeah, it definitely allowed them to get up to their second and third item breakpoints. Obviously, a little bit more in terms of the items on the side of Toledo than there is on the side of NIU. Now, I thought that maybe there was going to be an engage there, but it does mean that the mid lane tier 2 does fall, and Twitch is able to just walk away from that one since Bootware wasn't able to find the angle to pull the trigger there.
Mm-hmm.
Broccoli is going to see that Kings is doing his blue buff here, and he's going to start taking some damage. Engage on this one now. NIU needs to be careful. This is going to be blue buff going over towards the side of Toledo, and this is not an even fight as NIU is missing 2 of their members, whereas Toledo's only missing 1. The re-engage comes through from Devour the Rich, but he will just continuously try to put some damage out towards these turrets. Now Talon of Broccoli going to have his jungle stolen, and so it is just a matter of attrition here and trying to find the opportunities to, 1, grab the pick, and 2, grab the farm where it is available. They're going to try to take what they're given. Fury is going to be taken low now. Gambit is going to get the stun on towards Bootware. 2 members down towards the bot lane here for Toledo. Lots of damage goes over towards the side of Redshift, but Broccoli going to go ahead and get re-engaged on, but will he be able to get the kill? No, he will not. Yone doing a nice job of layering his CC so that Talon never got the chance to really fight him in that engage. And now we're going to see the same thing happening to Fury. So we'll see where NIU can try to get through this siege. There's kind of every lane being under siege at once. And Baron going to respawn again in about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So that does mean that the buff has fallen off of all the members of Toledo. So if there's one solace for NIU, it's going to be that, in fact, it's going to be that there is no Baron available to the side of Toledo anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, with every minute that this game goes on, the gold lead does grow with no access to the jungle really for NIU here. Unfortunately, just getting taken by Toledo, not even allowed in their own jungle. So it is a little tough. I mean, as the game goes on, I feel like it gets harder and harder to close the distance between the gold gap.
Yeah, especially when you see the fact that NIU still has yet to take a turret. I mean, they really need to, if they're able to grab even 1 Baron or, you know, anything, any sort of advantage, they'll be able to start grabbing these objective bounties. But it's the wave clear from the side of Toledo, especially now with the 3.5 item Twitch sitting on a Infinity Edge, the Blade of the Rune King, the Rune's Hurricane, as well as the Last Whisper. I mean, he's in such a good spot for himself that it makes it really difficult if you're NIU to be able to continue to fight this one. Now, Aurelian Soul does have access to his global ulti here, so we'll see when they elect to use that. But NIU going to try to posture on towards this dragon that is going to spawn just a few seconds sooner, whereas you see Lilia kind of posturing up towards the Baron. Morgana kind of sticking in a position where maybe the side of NIU is going to have to fight this in multiple different directions, and that's kind of been the issue for the Huskies, is having to take a split focus and continuously just fight on all different fronts. Broccoli going to be taken very low. That's going to be Devour the Rich getting the full combo, and with that Iceborne Gauntlet, it's going to slow the attack speed enough for the Talon that he's not really able to do anything out of that, and it will mean Baron is just going to go right back onto the side of Toledo. Flash forward comes through from Devour the Rich. He's going to be able to grab the kill. Oh no! Also, we're going to see Be Chill and use the flash of his own and not able to grab or not able to escape that one. And this is just kind of falling apart at the seams for NIU. I really liked the draft, but unfortunately, I'm not quite sure that NIU has. I'm not quite sure how they get back in this one at this point. They really need to at least grab a good fight of their own. Now, Cyanda uses ultimate, Flash being forced from from Misfortune. Now, NIU could potentially get some damage back here, but we'll just have to back away, and it will be 3 Infernal Drakes now over towards the side of Toledo, and they'll put themselves on Soul Point after NIU is able to take the first 2 Drakes of the game. It makes it really difficult to fight through a lot of this damage that's being pumped out by the side of Toledo. I'm not really, there's got to be an opportunity for a pick one, somewhere here. This is just unfair, the level disadvantage that Bootware finds himself in. I mean, that is a level 17 Scion, a level 17 Lilia, level 17 Yone, compared to a level 12 Maokai here. And everybody really at a 2-level disadvantage just because of how big this gold and farm lead has grown for the side of Toledo. It's about a 12,000 gold lead here at 31 minutes. So if there's any other consolation, it is that once you get to this point in the game, about 30 minutes, it becomes easier for NIU to overcome that gold lead because, I mean, frankly, Toledo's going to get to a point where they can't buy any more items, and so the gold lead won't really matter as much.
Yeah, tough way to gain your advantage back, but definitely a little better for NIU to keep building their items and keep scaling as the game goes on.
NIU just having to continuously deal with this split push, especially with the Baroned up minions here from the side of Toledo. They'll see what they can do. This is a 3-item now Misfortune, so at least getting some opportunities to do some damage now. NIU going to dash forward on this, but not able to grab anything. Scion going to use his ultimate just to join his team in the mid lane. And actually, he'll use that all the way down towards the bot lane. Fury going to be taken low, but will be able to flash away. Is going to have to back away even further with the damage coming through from Lilia. Misfortune also going to be taken very low, which means that we're going to have to see extra load to just reset. And so NIU will lose this bot lane inhibitor here. The side of Toledo has kind of stuck around with some low members though, so I mean there's an opportunity for NIU to do some damage over the top here. King's going to be taking not really anything with a full combo from Beachillin, and so it will mean that the top laner here from Toledo can actually take a few turret plates, or turret shots. King's going to go ahead and have ultimate available again. I mean, that is on like a 40-second cooldown at this point.
Wow.
And he'll be able to recall and get out of this one. And the lead for Toledo will blossom out to about 12.7k at this point. Beachillin finally has his Blighting Jewel, so he's going to start, and he does have a Blasting Wand, so he's getting very close to the to having his Void Staff, so he'll be able to kind of push or put some damage on through this magic damage, or this magic resist that has been built by the Scion. But overall, NIU just needing to find ways to pump out some of this damage against what is now a pretty tanky team from Toledo, between the Yone having innate sustain, the Scion obviously being a tank, and then now that's going to be a 3-man sleep. Lilia, Fury just pops, Broccoli going to fall as well. That's going to be everybody for NIU. Extra loaded against the world, tries the bullet time, not able to grab it. Kings is going to go ahead and just tank the turret, and that is going to be game 1, going over towards the side of Toledo. And NIU kind of needing to go back to the drawing board here. That one was a bit much. And now, yeah, a little bit of a BM here from the side of Toledo, diving turret as well as teleporting in. You know, not the biggest BM, but you still don't necessarily want to see that coming out in a competitive match like this. So overall, NIU has a few things they need to change up, need to improve on. Austin, what's your thoughts? What do you think they need to change up to really have their say in game number two?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say. There's a lot of things that can obviously be improved. I think one of the things we saw, specifically a little bit early on, was kind of overstepping where you should be. I feel like we saw a couple times the you know, up in top lane and even down in mid against the One, just overstepping the tiniest bit, maybe trying to secure that kill and whatever the thought process could be. And it led to a couple deaths that I think, you know, Toledo made some smart choices and they said, you know, you gave us a little bit of an advantage here and we're not going to give it back. They kept playing smart. They kept, you know, keeping their people alive. I mean, Twitch didn't get shut down until Baron was up. So, you know, he's also living, not overstepping his boundaries. So I think learning how far you can go in this specific matchup against these players, I think is going to go a long way. And I think NIU can definitely turn around.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think that, you know, NIU, it looks like they might be setting up to go towards the blue side for this one. Um, I think that's probably a wise choice to try to get some priority on some of their champs. Obviously, draft priority went over towards the side of Toledo, and they were able to really take advantage of that Lilia with some of the sleeps. And so, I'd imagine that we're going to see NIU keep that one away from them, and so we shall see. As all right, I think.
Actually, I have to restart the client. It's not letting me in the lobby right now.
Interesting. All right. Think we were full in the lobby, so um, we should be able to get you in just a second.
Okay.
And are you indeed confirming that they are going to go towards the blue side here? And now comes the shuffle of getting everybody moved on through. All right. And getting people into spectator spots. Here we go.
All right, everything good on my end now. Back in the lobby, and yeah, hopefully we get a better game for NIU coming up shortly here.
Yes. Yep. Now just doing the shuffle of moving everybody around into their respective positions. And it looks like we are into those positions. So it looks like everybody's ready to go, and we'll be gearing up for game number two here in just a second. So obviously, like Austin said, there's some things that NIU needs to improve. In fact, probably quite a few things need to change for NIU to continue to improve as we go. But not quite the game one they were expecting or hoping for, and looks like NIU is ready. So we shall be jumping into game two very shortly, and hopefully they'll have the opportunity to change this up and fix up some of those issues that they were facing earlier on in the match.
Yeah, I think definitely doable. I mean, we saw a lot of strong plays, a lot of, you know, well-timed interactions. I mean, knowing when to rotate, when to engage. I mean, they're very hard things to master. But we did many well engages throughout that entire match. So I mean, it's definitely not out of the picture for us to bring it back here.
Yes, and it looks like we are jumping into champ select now, so we'll go ahead and get that started for you guys. NIU going to be on the blue side like we said, and so we'll see where they elect to go with these bans. Will we get silver scrapes here for the game three?
Well, no
If
need
you're
for
NIU,
that.
you're certainly hoping so, and so Zach is going to be banned away once again. Must be a champion that is pretty comfort here for the side of Toledo. NIU will have their first, or sorry, Toledo will have their first ban, but they're really taking their time. They're wanting to see if maybe they need to change up what their bans are now that they're red side. They're going to take their time all the way down to the wire, and it will be the Rumble after all. So I was hoping that maybe we would see it with NIU on the blue side. Maybe we'd get to see Fury or Beach Hill on that Rumble. Does not happen. Gets banned away once again. So where will NIU answer this one? Will they go back towards those same comfort bands that we saw last game? Pantheon would lead you to believe that they are indeed going to do so. They're chalking it up to some of those picks and the side priority. So we'll see if that is indeed how this match is going to go. Toledo, on the other hand, going to have their opportunity to make their second ban soon.
Yeah, and I wonder if we're going to see this Twitch ban from the side of NIU.
Is the greatest enemy.
Very strong last game.
We must all make our choices.
Do you think NIU would consider picking it up themselves? Is the question, considering that now Toledo has banned away the Misfortune and the Evelyn.
Unsatisfied.
NIU answered with Karma. Obviously, it being as strong as it is, you don't want to let that through.
Ooh.
Instead, it does seem like NIU feels like the Lilia was the bigger issue, and they want that for themselves. That's kind of what you go for blue side priority on, so that you can grab the Lilia. If you feel that Broccoli is strong on the champion, then you definitely want to put it in his hands, and you do indeed grab that one up for the Huskies. So we'll see him on the deer here.
I want to see what Toledo's going to go to counter this. I mean, obviously, you know, there's more than one jungler in the game, but I mean, the Lilia did have a very strong showing, so it'll be interesting to see how effective that it'll be. Interesting.
Viego is an interesting choice. I mean, it definitely is strong right now, but it's not something that we've seen Broccoli play a whole lot of. So I'm curious to see, you know, how it works in this matchup in particular. Despite it being somewhat strong, I haven't really seen it too much in solo queue, so I'm gonna be interested to see where they go with this. Twitch gonna be picked up for the side of Toledo, so they go ahead and grab that same ADC that they had last game. We'll see if NIU wants to do something a little differently in the bot lane to really try to counteract some of what Twitch was doing last game. You'd have to imagine that this is going to be their ADC pick and support pick, just to give them enough priority to kind of try to shove out this this Twitch or play a little bit safer. And the Jhin is going to be able to play a little bit safer. It'll play a little bit further back and dump a little more damage, but it really isn't necessarily what is going to get on top of the Twitch and lock him down. Silas, on the other hand, is that type of champion, and so if that's where we're going to see for Beach Hill, I wouldn't be disappointed. I kind of like that pick into the Twitch. You have the Absond and Abduct, and you have the chains that are able to lock down Twitch. So if you can find a nice dive on towards him, then your team can really follow up here with and just dump out some of the damage.
Absolutely. I mean, definitely picks we've seen before from NIU, so not entirely out of the blue.
Now, Galio is a good pick into Silas, but I do think that the one thing that Galio lacks is or the one thing that you like as Silas into Galio is at least the ultimate is a pretty decent ultimate to steal. So these are three pretty darn decent ultimates for Beach Hill and the steal on the Silas here. Morgana going to be banned away, obviously, with the Galio picked up. You'd imagine that that's going to be a mid lane Galio, and so you leave the support role as needing some pick. So, although Galio could theoretically be support Galio, and then you're leaving open some mid lane picks. So, I'm a little curious to see where they go with this. Nautilus and Aatrox going to be the bans on the side of Toledo's side, and are you going to have 20 seconds to make their selection on what they want to do?
I do not tolerate cowardice.
And Darius going to be that band. So definitely a solo queue menace. Haven't seen that one as much in competitive play, but definitely one that I know that Fury's been practicing, but clearly Kings has been practicing it as well.
Yeah, definitely interesting so far. I mean, first 3 picks of the draft definitely shaping up to be a very, very fast-paced game. I mean, with Lily able just to move around and now on the side of Broccoli, I mean, I'm ready for a great NIU showing here.
Yeah, I agree. And the Ash going to be picked up as more than likely the support Ash, which works into Jin, but it's not necessarily. I mean, the thing you're lacking is a true. You got the Galio, so you're lacking a true tank otherwise. Maokai could be an interesting pick into the Ash. You're not having the Black Shield. I think that was really causing a lot of the issues for Maokai here in game number 1, was the ability to Black Shield some of his CC. And NIU looking like they want to play a very standard front-to-back type of comp with the Cassante, so another tank. So we'll see where Toledo wants to go with this. They have counterpick for top lane. They see that it's Cassante. I think Cassante is very strong when blinded.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what Toledo has to answer it. I'd imagine you probably want to go towards another standard tank, but potentially that's not really in Kings' wheelhouse. So let's see what he elects to play into this one. And there it is. It's a Trundle. I mean, it's a bruiser. It does get tanky, but again, it's not really your standard pick into the Cassante. So it does definitely show that he's looking to play more of these aggressive types of champions.
Mm-hmm.
And if NIU is able to force a game 3, then by all means, I mean, that's information they can take advantage of.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely opportunities. The only ultimate that I would argue maybe Twitches isn't the best for Silas, and then Trundle is also, I mean, it's decent, but it's probably not the absolute best ultimate. But the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, the Viego ult, and the Galio ultimate are all going to be super important for the Silas and when he's able to steal them. Obviously, this is going to be a Fury on a little bit more of a tank, and with that, I think it'll give some opportunities to really duel, but really to play a little bit safer and make it through the match.
Yeah.
Jump it over to Twitch chat. Let's see what we've got going on in the Twitch chat. Anything at all?
Got some love for Be Chillin'.
Yes, lots of love for Beach Chillin'. We got Still Ricky, as well as Sebasbob, I want to say that is, and then Tiberius 164, all showing some love for Beach Chillin'. Overall, just interesting interesting draft. We'll see where, if how long this is gonna, or how we'll see how NIU is able to adapt after some of the matches that we've seen in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the thing that I'm most interested to see here is the Ashe support. I mean, definitely not an insane pick, but I'm interested in what the reasoning behind that is instead of having, a more support-oriented character. I mean, when you think of Ashe, you don't initially think support. So I'm going to be interested to see how this plays into NIU's comp and how they're going to work around it here.
Yeah, I know that Ash was getting a lot of play as a support early in the season, especially like 14-1, 14-2,
Mm-hmm.
especially into Jin, just because Jin is going to be, a little less mobile and a little more prone to getting poked out by Ash. But
Yeah.
especially with the support item changes to be a little more punishing to double support and to, double ranged in that way. Um, we've seen a little less of it recently, so like you, I am kind of surprised to see that be the pick here for Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, their bot lanes seem to be pretty strong in last game, so I mean they have an opportunity here to showcase that.
Yeah.
But we'll see if they are able to do so, or if NIU's bot lane is able to, get a lead. I think there really is an opportunity to force game 3 here, because I think this draft from Toledo is very feast or famine. I think there's a lot of opportunities for NIU to be able to really grab a lead and continue to grow it, or even come back in certain ways. I think that Toledo is more needing to get that lead, and maybe not as much in terms of in terms of being able to make a comeback. But overall, it's going to be for the side of Toledo, or for NIU and Toledo. We'll check these runes and masteries and summoner spells, and no masteries anymore. That doesn't exist. Just so used to saying it. But about 5 minutes, we're going to see the first dragon, and it's going to be an ocean. So we will not see the ocean soul in this one. Going through, though, it is going to be teleport, ghost, and the grasp of the undying for NIU, and we'll hold that thought because NIU is going to look for a 5-stack up towards this trundle, and they are going to go ahead and find him. You have to imagine he sees them, though, just before they see him. Pillar does mean that they're not able to grab anything, but now that's going to be the damage. Be chilling, able to dash over the wall. They won't force a flash or anything, but it will mean that NIU gets a little bit of damage on towards this trundle, forces his recall. Obviously, before the minions spawn, it doesn't matter as much. Now, NIU might elect to re-engage on this one, grab some vision. They do. Toledo knows that they have this vision. There's a deep ward placed in the same spot on the opposite side of the map for Toledo. And so generally, both of these junglers are going to have a lot of vision and knowledge of where each other are going to start. An interesting choice from Twitch. He does not have the extra health or the health potion. Probably electing to try to get an early recall going, but it is an interesting choice if NIU is able to get a nice engage on towards him. But finishing off where these champs are with their runes and summoner spells, it is going to be the Conqueror for Lilia, Electrocute and Teleport for Be Chillin' on the Silas, Cleanse and Dark Harvest for Jin here by Extra Loaded. Bootwear going to be having the Ignite and the Aftershock here for his Maokai. Whereas on the side of Toledo, you're going to see the Teleport, Ghost, and Lethal Tempo for the Trundle Hero of Kings. Be Chillin' going in, has the early advantage. Now, will not be able to grab the kill, but is going to put a lot of damage on towards both these junglers. Know where the other is. Both are kind of posturing towards this mid lane. So Be Chillin' and Devour the Rich are going to have to be careful. Now, it's a lot of damage come through. Dashes forward. Going to be able to grab the kill. Nicely done, Be Chillin', grabbing first blood.
Wow, I mean, that was a great showing. You know, get your poke in while you can and then execute. I mean, that was well done by Be Chillin' there.
Absolutely. And just a solo kill to start us off. So looking across the board, finishing off where we're at with those runes and summoner spells. Nicely done to actually be able to dash away from the taunt there. Now with Viego here, this is going to be Be Chillin'. Oh, he flashed away from that. The last poke of minion damage does allow the side of Toledo to be able to trade this one back. Kill goes over towards Viego. Not exactly what you want to see. A little bit over ambitious sticking around from Be Chillin', but I really did think he was able to get out of that one. Unfortunately, he was not. And yeah, it looks like the side of Toledo is tracking Lilia pretty decently here. They had two options where Broccoli could have been on this one, and they chose, you know, one of the two was exactly where Lilia was. So doing a good job of tracking here. And you're going to go ahead and clear out this vision. And yeah, Teleport and Ghost for Trundle, as well as the Lethal Tempo. Conqueror on the Viego. It's going to be Aftershock and Teleport for the Galio. Lethal Tempo and Ghost for the Twitch. And then Ignite and Press the Attack. No, not Press the Attack, I'm sorry. Hail of Blades for the Ashe support. Looks like both these junglers are sitting towards the bot side of the map. Viego gonna start a recall. Not sure if he'll finish it up. Looks like he will finish that channel. So Lilia is gonna be able to get down towards the bot lane a little bit quicker here. So we'll see if this does give NIU the advantage to be able to engage here. Lilia kind of just sitting there, gonna try to decide if they want to engage. They do decide that this is going to be the right time, but Lilia is going to step onto a ward. Now this is the dash forward. Gamma Ray taken very low. He's going to be ignited on as well. Flash forward now going to be taken even further. The damage won't be able to grab the kill, but He's going to be taken so low that it'll force his recall. And overall, NIU getting close on some of these fights, but not quite able to finish them off. And it will mean that Lilia will be able to start up this dragon. They do ping this. They know that it's there. They have the vision. In fact, does Toledo. Viego going to be sitting up towards topside. Cassante going to have to be careful here. Fury does have ultimate available now. Going to be able to dash forward. He's going to go ahead and use that, but with the ghost proc and the flash from Viego, we'll see if he's able to get out of this one. Fury going to be very close. Ghost followed up on, and King's going to use his, but not able to grab the kill. Fury doing a really nice job of escaping. Does mean that that NIU will get the dragon for free. I paused there because Trundle was dangerously close to death. Just about 100 HP there. Be chilling, doing a nice job, getting taunted, but will he be able to turn this around? Does have the ultimate available for himself from the Galio, not having all of his abilities left though. So it does mean that Viego will start up this Grubs, and does not look like NIU is going to look to contest it all. They do know that it's happening, but now Fury will go ahead and just start the damage. He's going to go all out, and he's going to grab a lot of damage on towards Kings. Let's see if he elects to dive here. Now, with Bootware here, they know that Redshift had started up the Grubs, did grab them himself. Now, Redshift is going to be killed off. Nicely done to rotate by Bootware, able to get the nice gank on towards top lane, and it does mean that Redshift will fall to Unfortunately, Fury does not grab that kill. It does go over towards the Maokai, but generally, this is a re-engage from Fury. We'll see if he wants to go back in. King's not able to grab the damage, and so it will just be the disengage here from the Cassante. Ooh, just barely missing the W there was Jin here from X Reloaded. It is a 3v2 in the bot lane, as Maokai has just kind of sat mid to hold the turret. Silas is going to be there too. This could be a convergence on towards mid. Now, Lilia is going to be here too. This is nicely done with the Bramble Smash. The Lilia is going to have the damage. Flash comes out, but it's going to be Devour the Rich. Oh, not able to grab the pushback there on the Bramble Smash, but Fury up in the top lane, going to grab... No, not able to grab the solo kill, just not having the Q, the next Q available to himself, and so it will mean that Trundle will be forced out of lane, doesn't have the TP, doesn't have the Ghost available to himself, so he won't be able to get back immediately. Now, actually, Fury gonna cancel the recall. Really nicely done. And overall, the gold's pretty even here. Just barely in favor of the side of Toledo with the slight farm leads, but overall, both junglers kind of posturing towards the bot side. You have to imagine that the Drake that spawns at about a couple minutes is going to be the next focus here for these teams. Broccoli in a tough spot, does have ultimate available, not able to grab the damage. Now, Redshift in a tough spot. That's going to be the curtain call also going through. Lilia going to be stolen here by Redshift, as Viego able to grab that kill. And it does mean that now you're going to have to back away from this one. Unfortunately, does have Broccoli get caught here, and does mean that the kill will go over towards Toledo and will be unanswered here by the Huskies.
I mean, it's still pretty even, like we said. I like that NIU has picked up the first Drake. Definitely gives them a little bit of an advantage here, but you know, I think they're playing a lot better. I mean, from what I've been seeing, it's a big improvement from last game.
Yeah, Trundle going to try to force this fight out of Fury. I don't know that he really... I think they both are just kind of trying to poke back and forth. Fury doing a nice job of getting a couple Qs in, then Trundle trying to do the same. It does mean that these guys are just going to trade back and forth and continue to farm out these waves. Trundle actually having a nice about 12 CS advantage, so about 2 waves here. Does mean that it's a little bit difficult for Fury on this Cassante. We'll see what they're able to do, though, as pretty much everything else is even in CS. So that's kind of where the major gold lead kind of comes from. Now, Bichillin is going to just kind of try to bait Galio in on this one, especially with Maokai here. We are seeing a fight go on in the top lane, but nice. So Trundle Galio getting the taunt off does mean that that Maokai not able to grab the dash forward and tether him down. But NIU does have people available here to potentially fight this, as everybody's kind of hovering towards this second set of grubs that will spawn in just about 10 seconds. And looks like everybody's kind of converging towards the mid lane. And NIU going to go on in here. Be Chillin' going to be forced forward. That's going to be Enchanted Crystal Arrow as the Ashe is here. Be Chillin' taken very low. Does have the ultimate stolen here from the Viego. And overall on the top lane, Fury taken very low as well. Now he's going to be able to grab the damage under the turret, but not able to grab the kill. It will be the kill going over towards Trundle. And we'll see if Lilia is going to try to chase this one out. She is indeed. Teleport going to be used. Or teleport actually used aggressively here by Galio. Ultimate going to be used by the Lilia. And NIU just going to try to keep grabbing the damage. Dragon goes over towards the side of Toledo, but NIU going to try to see what they can do here. Now nice damage on towards Galio. We'll see if the slow is there, as Maokai also here. Broccoli does not have much mana, but we'll see. Oh, doesn't land the Swirl Seed, so does mean that NIU going to have to back away from this one. They do trade the kills in the long fight, but the advantage does go over towards Toledo with the Dragon taken as well by the flashes, golden flashes. Ooh, almost a nice prediction, but the dash back that starts off the dash there from Galio does mean that Beachhill not able to grab the chains there. So he'll just continue. Ooh, just barely missing that one too. Viego here. Cassante gonna fight him, but Lillian not able to contest this here. We'll try to get there. And Beachhill just gonna do a nice little bit of poke. Now that's gonna be damage coming through. Devour the Rich gonna be able to channel that one through. And Cassante continuing to just fight up towards this top lane. Now Twitch is here, and Beachhill has to be careful, but he's just gonna be able to grab the damage. Now we'll see if he's able to get out. There is no minions there. Maokai gonna be here to make sure that Beachhill does stay alive, and with the damage just proc back, that is the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Not able to grab anything off that. Bootware gonna have to be get out of that. But NIU still fighting on two fronts. They're gonna be able to grab a lot of damage on towards Viego. Flash forward from Viego as well. He's gonna be able to get out of this one nicely. No, he's not. Actually, nicely done by Broccoli. But the damage that comes through from Gamma Ray, this is the big issue, is just the continued pressure. Broccoli is going to fall to the burn that goes through from Twitch, and that's what you're worried about if you're NIU. Is just the same thing as last game, where if you can't kill off this Twitch, he's just going to continue pumping out damage left and right throughout these fights.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing that bounty start to grow. Last time they shut it down at 700. It's making its way there.
Absolutely, and if there's one more consolation prize for NIU, now Fury will. Ooh, I thought he might have engaged on that one, but he is gonna. Oh, nice stun into the wall. King's also there though, so NIU. One thing that did kind of help them there was they were able to get two of the grubs, so two more than they got last game, and now they'll be able to just continue to fight out these waves. Does look like the side of Toledo will just elect to move their bot lane in towards the mid lane. NIU decided they didn't like doing that last game, didn't like answering it, and so they are now going to just leave the Jhin on towards the bot lane and farming up, whereas they'll move the Maokai up towards mid to help out Beachhill on this Silas. Now Ghost's going to be procced by both the top laners, and that's because the Lilia is here. Now Swirl Seed doesn't land, but the Sleepy Time is available. It is going to be not even used because NIU just going to go ahead and use the Q there from Lilia to be able to grab the damage. Now, Extra Loaded actually pumping out quite a bit of damage on towards Devour the Rich, but we'll see if he continues to fight this one out. No, he does not. He'll back away. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is available for Silas here, and so if they're able to grab an opening pick, we'll see as Lilia and Bootware, Broccoli and Bootware have started up this Rift Herald. I don't think that Toledo really has any way of contesting it, and so it will be NIU grabbing the objective for himself. And again, they're definitely keeping this closer early on and kind of prioritizing the top half of the map a little bit more than they did last game. And so far, so good in that regard. I mean, they really need to crack a turret. They're getting close on the top lane. Mid lane is not really too damaged, but the bot lane they also have about half HP off of. So I am interested to see where they like to use this Rift Herald to kind of try to crack one of these turrets on open.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get a little bit more mid pressure here, especially with the shift to put 2-on-2 up in mid. I mean, it definitely helped to have a little bit more of an advantage there.
Yeah, and I mean, the dragon is spawning in just about 45 seconds, so we'll see if they elect to contest this. Does look like NIU might be positioning towards it. Cassante rotating down, even without teleport, he's going to go ahead and try to start it up. NIU knows where Viego is, so they're going to try to make sure that he's not able to start this. Silas also going to be putting pressure on the bot wave. Now, Toledo does have the early opportunity to start this up. NIU going to go ahead and use the Herald on towards the mid lane. So that'll kind of split the focus here from Toledo. And NIU going to try to use a pincer here. Galio does have teleport available. Lilia going to be hit by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and that's going to be a flash out. Nicely done by Broccoli, but there is going to be one hit by the taunt for the side of NIU. And NIU not really able to grab the damage back, and so it will be NIU having to back away from this one. But just continuing to chase is the side of Toledo. We'll see if NIU has any opportunities to just re-engage on this. With Devour the Rich kind of walking away, I think NIU has an opportunity here. There is damage coming in over the wall. That's going to be the ult coming through the curtain call does come through from the Jhin. Now Flash comes forward. Silas able to grab two. Be chillin'. Gonna go ahead and grab a third of his own. Now he could be looking for the quadra kill here. This could very well be it. That's gonna be extra loaded grabbing the fourth kill in that fight, and NIU will grab the dragon and put themselves in a really nice spot and grab the advantage here at about 17 minutes into this game.
Wow, I mean, that was incredible from B Chillin to come through there and really step up and to get, oh, he's going to go down though, but to get that fourth kill for him there, I mean, was really incredible. I mean, wow, to re-engage on that, to know that you can close out this fight and, I mean, execute it perfectly with the Lilia sleep into, I believe that was the stolen Ashe ult, if I'm not mistaken, or something went on there with between the Lilia and Silas on B Chillin.
Yeah, I mean,
it's great.
I think he was able to use the Abson and Abduct as well as the whatever the W is. I forget exactly what that one's called. Where, let me grab that for myself. He was able to use the Chain Lash. Oh, the Kingslayer. Thank you. So I mean, he was able to get the heals off of that one. But yeah, stunning up the Ashe with the Abson and Abduct was a really nice choice here by B Chillin, and it ended up putting a lot of damage out, and it meant that they were able to grab the damage on towards Twitch, which, just like we saw last game, if you're able to grab the damage or force Twitch out of the fights, you can definitely take the advantage out of that. So NIU doing a nice job of it, and we'll see if they're able to continue doing so in some of these later fights. Now Fury with the level advantage, he's going to have the opportunity to just keep fighting through, and if you look at that build, he's got the Thorn Mail, so he definitely is keeping Trundle from really healing through some of these attacks. And in the mid lane, it does look like Extra Loaded was in a bit of a tough spot, but able to escape from this one. Two on the bot side here, and Fury gonna have to be careful. Dashes forward, gonna take a little bit of damage, but with Gambit and Kings here, NIU actually using the teleport here from Silas. I think that they're going to be able to grab the pick on towards the Ashe. That's going to be stolen Ashe Arrow. Going to use that on towards Trundle, I would imagine. Enchanted Crystal Arrow going to be used. The first one, the true Enchanted Crystal Arrow, oh no, B Chillin not able to land his. And NIU kind of bit off a little more than they can chew, but we'll see if NIU is able to do anything out of this one. They're continuing to fight down towards the bot lane, as well as we're seeing Lilia continue to fight on towards Devour the Rich. NIU does go ahead, get forward. That's going to be Viego grabbing the kill on towards the Jhin, and then grabbing the kill, following that up with the kill on towards the Cassante. NIU does lose everybody except for Lilia, but Lilia able to grab a kill of her own on towards the Galio up top. So NIU does grab a little bit. Now, can they cancel this TP? I don't believe they'll be able to, but they are going to grab the turret and will likely be a sacrificial lamb in that case. Well,
Oh,
no.
wow.
Broccoli's going to be able to get out of that one with the additional move speed that comes from the Lilia passive. He's going to have to be careful here. He does have the empowered recall from the Rift Herald, so he'll be able to get away and grab himself the Riftmaker and the Liandry's. Teleport comes through from Cassante, from Fury here, but Gambit's also here, so now you're going to have to be careful. This is going to be Enchanted Crystal Arrow used, but Gambit taken low. Bootware is here. Kings is just kind of sticking around a little too long, and it will be the flash coming out from Gambit, but he's going to be sticking around way too long. B-Chillin will grab the kill, and this puts NIU in a great position to potentially start up this Baron. Look, they're going to at least get pressure on towards it with Lilia roaming up. Viego's on the bot side. I think NIU just grabs this Baron and can do this without even any pressure from the side of Toledo.
I mean, that's exactly what you like to see. I mean, the gold is even. The objectives fall in our favor. Getting another one now. I mean, it's really turning around for NIU here.
Absolutely, and I mean, the Drake number 3 is going to be spawning here in about 40 seconds, and NIU has the opportunity to potentially fight that one. Now, they're going to lose a little bit of their bot side jungle, but they will absolutely trade that for this Baron. Redshift going to be spotted on the trap by the Deadly Flourish, or sorry, the Jin trap, the captive audience, and so it will be Lilia just kind of stepping forward. We'll see if she's able to grab anything as we go, as Twitch just kind of clearing out this wave, and are you going to try to grab some damage? Lilia trying to get this roll seed over the wall. Flash forward comes through. This is Broccoli, going to get stunned up quite a bit, but able to flash out on his own. Curtain Call going to land, and it'll be damage going through. Broccoli going to have to be careful. Extra loaded also going to have to be careful. NIU doing some damage on the backside. Redshift going to be taken low. Gambit going to be able to grab the kill on towards Fury, but we'll see if they're able to grab anything out of this one. NIU can try to re-engage here, potentially, having B-Chillin on the outside. He is going to be spotted by the Hawk shot. Flash forward comes through. Bootware able to grab that one. Going to be the damage on towards Camera Ray. He's going to fall. NIU will get B-Chillin to, he'll be very low. He'll flash out of this one. He's going to be rooted as well. Nicely done with the Deadly Flourish by Extra Loaded. Now he's able to grab the third. That's 3 by Extra Loaded on this Jin. Gambit going to fall as well. That's a quadra kill. That's going to be not a pentakill, as Ace is going to go over towards Broccoli, the scumbag move, taking the pentakill. Broccoli will grab it, but it doesn't matter. It's the Ace going over towards NIU, and they're going to go ahead and put pressure on towards the mid lane of this one. B-Chillin going to continue to push that through with the help of his mid lane, or of his jungler and ADC. They're going to grab the tier 2 in the top or in the mid lane. They're probably going to put a little bit of pressure on towards this tier 3 as well. They are going to do exactly that. Then I'd imagine they're going to roam down towards this tier 2 in the top bot lane. Sorry, this is a little bit unfortunate for NIU that Twitch is in a nice spot. He's going to grab the damage on towards Jin, and now the channel of the teleport has been used by B-Chillin. Fury is here, but B-Chillin is going to have to get out. He's going to get over the wall with the ultimate here, but it's not going to end up happening for him. That was a little over-aggressive and overextended by NIU, and they're going to have to be careful now. Burning the ultimate from Bootware as they stayed a little too long in the bot lane as well. Consolation for NIU. They are on Soul Point. They do have the gold lead. They have the kill lead, but they need to clean up some of those mistakes and that sloppiness that they just saw, where they're kind of staying a little bit too long in some of these fights.
Yeah, I think we saw, that last game, and it's been a lot better this game, but I mean, everyone's prone to it, thinking you can get the kill, or thinking, should I go in and help, and it costs your life. But definitely well done by the side of NIU here as of this, almost 25-minute mark. I mean, we're seeing some great action here.
Absolutely. Now, Trundle kind of split off on his own some. We'll see where NIU is able to go with this one. Does look like they're going to go ahead and put some pressure on towards the mid lane. Viego not here, and Camaray kind of stepping a little out, especially with the Ash. We'll see where they're going to go with this one. He just starts to clear out some of this vision. That's going to be a double sleep on towards the bot lane here, with followed up with the Deadly Flourish. That's going to be Curtain Call, and that's going to be Camaray dying as well. NIU going to be able to grab one. The cleanse does come through. It means that Extra Load is able to kite these guys away. Kings is going to fall as well. Now it's going to be Gambit falling as well. NIU with a triple kill on towards Extra Loaded on this Jhin, and that's going to be the Quadra once again. NIU finds themselves the fight, finds themselves the clean ace, and finds themselves game number 2, as 25-16 is going to be the kill count. 48,800 to 43,000, about a 5,000 gold lead in favor of the Huskies. They're going to go ahead and clean out these Nexus turrets and the Nexus itself, and they will find themselves at 26 minutes, starting up game number 3 in this best of 3 series. And ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves some silver scrapes and a decider match in NIU versus Toledo.
I mean, wow. Absolutely incredible. I mean, to get the double sleep from Lilia, I mean, to really say, how can you engage better than that? I mean, it was flawless. I mean, I was speechless the whole time. Just wow.
Absolutely, and it looks like with the side of Toledo getting the choice of sides because they did lose game number 2, they are going to go, I believe, and choose to choose the blue side here. So it will be reverting back to our sides from game number 1 for this decider match.
I imagine we're going to see the Lilia taken back there. I mean, really strong showing from Broccoli. So, I mean, of course he's going to pull it out on something else, but I mean, well done on the Lilia, but I imagine it's going to get stolen back. That's my prediction going into this final game here.
I'd venture to guess that we're going to see it banned by the side of NIU. I
That
don't
could be
think
true.
they want to hit. I don't think that with how strong it's been in game 1 and 2,
Yeah.
I don't think that we'll want to see that, and I think that that might be the draft adjustment here. But absolutely, if it's left up, I think it goes over towards Redshift once again. So, yeah, we'll be back in just a minute for game number 3. Until then, we're going to get you guys some. Well, actually, I was going to throw it to some silver scrapes, but it looks like the casters are already ready on the side of Toledo. We'll see if they're going to get into LCS order. So, and if they do, then yeah, we might just we don't even have time for silver scrapes. So we like those decider match songs, but doesn't look like we're going to even need that here for this one, as we're going to go ahead and get straight into game number 3 of this best of 3 match. And so obviously we know you love League of Legends on this Valentine's Day, and so we're going to show you some love as well, and we're going to give you a game number 3 and a nice long set of matches.
Yeah, I mean, a great showing, absolutely, from NIU here. And I'm very excited to see this game 3. I mean, for a couple of those fights, I was hoping for the Penta, but, hopefully this game will get it. I'm certain this game we will see a Penta on the side of NIU. I mean, we were so close last time.
Absolutely. And it looks like these teams are just getting their last bits of information from their coaching staffs. So we'll see if we'll see just how long we have to wait to get into this game number 3. But Toledo is ready. NIU, it looks like, should be ready in just a minute, and then we will jump on into Champ Select for game number 3. And with it tied, obviously, at 1-1, and Toledo going back towards the blue side.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I almost wonder if Toledo is going to ban Lilia. I wonder if they also think it's not worth the hassle. Could give us another ban in our pockets, not having to ban Lilia, let Toledo do it for us. Could be interesting.
Yeah, it certainly could be. I would probably hesitate to anticipate it. I think it seems like Redshift has a pretty high priority on the champion, so I would I would imagine that he wants to pick it and so they'll leave it up and force NIU to ban it. But um, I've certainly seen different things in draft priorities in the past, so we'll have to see how that one ends up playing out. And looks like we're just waiting on NIU to ready. So they're getting a few final words of encouragement here from Bebo. And will we, for the second night in a row, see an NIU-led, an NIU Husky esports team pull a reverse sweep? Overwatch with the really nice reverse sweep last night against who was it that you guys
It was
Western Michigan.
Western Michigan. Yes.
Thank you. And so Western Michigan, now Toledo and NIU going to a decider match as well, and NIU losing the first game of that one. So it could be back-to-back reverse sweeps. What I know that I'm ready for it. I'm sure you
Oh, yeah.
guys in the chat are ready for it. Austin, are you ready for this one?
Oh, I'm ready for it. I mean, it's going to
Absolutely.
happen.
And we're gonna see it in the chat as we do see immediately a change here for the side of Toledo. They are gonna leave up the Rumble so far. Master Yi gonna be their first ban. That does prove to be a bit of a change. Obviously, they had a high priority on banning away that Rumble before. NIU doesn't switch that first ban. It's going to be the Zach once again, not wanting to see that one played by any of the members of Toledo. So we'll see where Toledo wants to go with this ban. Is it the Lilia? Is it the Evelyn? It is the Evelyn. And so they're going up and down their priority list. Now, Rumble is not part of that priority list any longer, which means they've had to have added something lower. The question becomes, does Toledo pick this for Kings, or potentially Devour the Rich, or do they leave it? And is NIU able to play it? Pantheon still the ban here, second for NIU, as it has been every match or both games so far in this match. And it was just a change in the order. Rumble going to be banned away by the side of Toledo. So nothing really changing, and there is that Lilia ban. So they were kind of trying to see if NIU was going to prioritize that. Maybe they had a different ban that they wanted to do instead of it. Karma going to be picked right back up, and that one, as soon as it falls off of the priority in NIU's bans, it does fall into the hands of Toledo. Does NIU have an answer for this Karma? It could be top lane, could be support. Not really sure where they're going to play that. Obviously, Twitch still available as well, so maybe it pairs well with that. NIU going a little bit of a different direction. They've decided that they want to pick up this Seraphine, so not going to go back to the Jhin for game number 3. Obviously, a lot of priority on towards that. Now, it could theoretically be a support Seraphine. I would imagine that it's likely going to be the AD or the bot lane Seraphine, the farming Seraphine, just because that's what we saw this weekend for the most part. Say it ain't so.
Oh, boy.
Broccoli. No!
Oh.
Don't do that to me. Nautilus
He
going to be
knew.
locked in for the side of NIU. So it is going to be Seraphine as the carry here. And it will mean that NIU does elect to just kind of show their bot lane. Now, that doesn't necessarily preclude Broccoli from picking up this Belveth in the final pick of this rotation. Silas going to be taken away, though, by the side of Toledo, and NIU having likely going to use these final 2 picks for counter picks or priority on their bot or their solo lanes here. So obviously the thing that's still not taken from the side of Toledo is that Twitch. You'd have to imagine that if they want it, they're going to pick it here. And no, they're going to go towards the Sivir. Definitely a different look. And yeah, they will lock that in. So that's a very different look from what you've seen so far from the side of Toledo. It is definitely just a engage heavy kind of sit back and throw the boomerangs for the side of the ADC here on Toledo. And it is going to be the Belveth hover once again. Is it going to be where the side of NIU goes for it? And they are going to lock it in. We're going to see Broccoli on that champion. I am really curious to see how he pilots this. There's so many different ways that you can play Belveth here. obviously my one trick for the most part. So I'm very curious to see how he elects to play the champion. Uh, Certainly going to see a Kraken Slayer start, but then after that, it's kind of up in the air what he might do here.
Seems you left
And are
your
you going to ban
brave
away the
pants at
Poppy?
home. You want
So
me to wait while you go get them?
I do wonder if, I don't want to speak this into existence if it's not already there, but is there any chance that this is a mid lane Seraphine?
I don't know.
If you're playing towards having potentially a top lane carry and you want something to be a little more utility in the mid lane, Seraphine definitely fits that bill. Um, is it something that Beachillin is comfortable playing? I'm not really sure, and that could, throw a wrench into that plan. Uh, Obviously, with Darius banned away, this is definitely back and forth on the top lane bans. We'll see where Kings is feeling and what he's comfortable with, because almost certainly you're going to leave the last pick for the counter pick here for Fury. But that Gangplank ban is interesting. That seems more like a Kings doesn't want to play against it than a Fury will play it. Anivia going to be the hover, so Seraphine definitely going to be piloted here by X Reloaded. Anivia would definitely be a mid lane pick, but it is another one of those that's a little more utility focused. Does get damage, but is certainly not the hyper carry type of champion. And it does make you wonder if Fury is planning to go on towards something a little more hyper carry here, something like uh, like a Gwen or a Fiora or anything to that nature. Doesn't look like it's going to be the Fiora because that looks like it's going to be piloted by Kings. In a D, that's going to be locked in. So now you need a mid lane pick. You're going to be able to counter the Anivia, but we'll see if Devour the Rich really has an answer in towards this champion that can be pretty difficult to play against if you don't have the right matchup into it. Obviously, there's a lot of Anivia counters, but when Anivia isn't in one of those countered matchups, she can be extremely strong. And it's going to be the Maokai. So is that a...
Ooh.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
thoroughly confused by this draft
Yeah.
from
Okay.
Toledo. So Karma... Is that... Maokai jungle must be with Fiora top, and yeah, just playing the
Yeah.
Cassante into the Fiora. I mean, seems like Fury was comfortable on that, so it'll be what he goes back towards. But yeah, certainly a different draft from
Yeah.
the side of Toledo. I mean, once they put that Maokai in the Karma in their respective roles, it looks more standard. Obviously, Maokai being much stronger as a support, but still just strong in 4 roles at this point. Taking a look at it, obviously solo queue win rates are going to be a little inflated compared to what you're going to see in a competitive match, but sitting at the 55% win rate on the in Emerald Plus at the support role, whereas he's sitting at about a 51% win rate as a jungler. So certainly not as strong, but still has a lot of opportunities there. I guess the idea being that maybe you're trying to lock down the Belveth. I gotta say, I'm not actually, as a Belveth player, I don't necessarily like that pick into the Belveth. I mean, you're looking at, I think a lot of the standard Belveth counters are things like the Rammus, the Amumu, Poppy. I guess Maokai's in there. The tankier guys that can lock her down. So I guess Maokai, it works. Not a super common matchup, but definitely one that can be played. So it seems like Redshift really just wanted something that could, excuse me, that could answer into that Belveth, and Maokai it is. But it is an interesting pick. It definitely. I mean, the biggest thing is it forces the tank to be in the jungle and kind of the one roaming around, whereas NIU has a couple of different tanks, and they're going to be the top lane for a little more standard, and then the support for, again, a little more standard. So and then you have a carry that gets to roam around. So it's really, I guess, how you want to play the game. NIU looking to get their jungler ahead. Toledo looking to get their ADC ahead. So definitely an interesting draft from both of these teams.
Yeah, definitely opting to take out the Twitch and put in Sivir. I mean, the Twitch was doing well. I don't know if it was necessary to take out, but maybe they're just trying a whole new direction. I mean, they got to make something happen if they want to take down the Huskies. So maybe that's just what their call was, to play a different angle. I mean, different bands are going to come out, and as we saw, and maybe that was their strat. Twitch was doing a lot, but maybe they just wanted to do more in a different play style.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're absolutely right. I mean, I personally wouldn't have taken out the Twitch myself. I think it was not the issue in either of those comps. I guess
Yeah,
maybe they felt it forced them to play around it a little too much, but
yeah.
overall, an interesting choice. So we'll be jumping in the game in just a minute, and Austin, why don't you lead us through just your final thoughts before we jump on into game?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw a strong showing last game, and I mean, seeing the Cassante come out from Fury, I think it was definitely it was definitely putting a lot of pressure in the top lane. I mean, Trundle seemed like a last second pick, and while it did have a lot of good moments, I think like the comfort on Cassante for Fury here just seemed very, very strong. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot more of that again. But we are jumping into game number 3. And I mean, I'm really excited to see what is going to happen. I mean, we took Lily off the table, so it really could be anyone's game. Very strong, but the thing that I'm hoping most for is to just keep playing how we've been playing in game 2. I mean, playing a little more calculated and a little more patient, I think, with the re-engages, but I think NIU was playing very well. Very well. So hopefully they can keep up all the pressure that they would put in, but also at the right times. I think definitely went good. But the one thing we are seeing different is that there's going to be no invade. Definitely a little counter strat here for Toledo, but definitely better to get out 0-0 than go down 1. But we'll be getting started here shortly.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It is interesting. They are going to 5-stack on towards that bot lane. NIU actually only 4-stacking this, so they feel like if there is the engage here from the side of Toledo, that they can really counter it out. Now, despite this ward, they may look to go back in here. They have the Q, and they have the dredge line there. Belveth gonna be able to clear out that ward. Struggling for words here on game number 3. But gonna have the Void Surge, and actually gonna take the Raptors here from Maokai's jungle. Now, knowing that Belveth was there, you have to imagine that that Maokai's gonna look for an invade, and they're gonna meet each other here. And actually, Anivia has the opportunity to go in first, and so yeah, Maokai won't be able to answer this invade, and a really nice job by Broccoli, able to just grab himself a small but early advantage, and continue to just farm the, now move on to his own jungle. I have to imagine that Broccoli's probably going to try for an early fight on towards the top side. Now, Devour the Rich is taken really low. That was a bit aggressive on towards the Anivia, and now this is interesting. So Belveth not quite starting on any of the buffs. Now we'll move towards the buffs. So elected to kind of move a little bit closer down towards the mid lane, finding that there would probably be more of a focus on there than up towards the top side. So not gonna position in any way towards the potential fight here, and we'll just continue to farm up. And now sitting on level 3 and just about 1 camp away from grabbing level 4. both these junglers looking to converge on towards the jungle, knowing that the Maokai is here. This is going to be the dash forward. Devour the Rich is going to be taken low, though. He's going to be stunned up. He's going to be forced to flash now. That's going to be first blood going over towards Anivia with the Void Surge. Now, that's going to be the wall, and yeah, Anivia going to be able to grab a double kill because of the E there from the Belveth. So NIU doing a really nice job of finding the double kill on mid lane, and Anivia, you know,
Don't
I said in
overstay.
Champ Select,
Don't
yeah,
overstay.
yeah. I echo your sentiments.
Yes.
Anivia not gonna lose the passive there for Be Chillin', able to do a nice job of backing away from that one. But yeah, I think you know, in Champ Select we said that this Anivia can be a carry, but also can be more utility if you need her to be. When Anivia gets 2 kills by 4 minutes, that's gonna be a carry Anivia. So we'll have to see. Nicely done by Extra Loaded, actually able to get a nice slow to back Gambit away here. And it's still going to try to do a bit of damage and just sitting under turret, but now NIU wanting to punish this mid lane once again, and so they're going to roam Bootware around with Broccoli here, and this is what you hate to see as a jungler, is for yourself to lose multiple camps early on. Belveth is just living in this in the Raptor Pit of Toledo, and so NIU will have to be careful, but we'll be able to get that that steal again of a camp. And so now everybody going to converge down towards the bot side. Gambit going to be in a tough spot here. I think Broccoli is going to be able to land everything here, and that's going to be one, now potentially a second. NIU does look to just back away from that. Devour the Rich is in a rough spot. This could be a kill going back towards him. Be Chillin' is going to be able to grab it, and Be Chillin' just piloting this Anivia masterfully. We saw it last year, especially, that he would get some really nice games on that Anivia. That was counter synergy by the side of Toledo, using the Bramble Smash before using the Boomerang Blade. Unfortunate. Better communication needed from the side of Toledo, but NIU will take it. They're going to go ahead and actually roam the Nautilus up towards the mid lane once again, just wanting to continue to get priority on this Anivia, and NIU doing a really nice job of going through it. Now, Aussie, I had to step away for a second. Did you go through the summoner spells and the runes by chance?
I did not. No, it's all you.
All right. No worries. So, yeah, we'll go through those as is tradition here, and it's going to be teleport and press the attack for the Fiora. It's going to be that's an interesting. It is not Summonary, not Arcane Comet, but Phase Rush for the Maokai, Conqueror for the Silas with the teleport, but doesn't really matter. We're going to see the engage come through. Nice flash to be able to get out of that one. Devour the Rich is going to be falling to Be Chillin'. Be Chillin', oh, nicely done. What a wall. Just prevents himself from being attacked. Redshift going to be taken extremely low. Broccoli's going to be able to get his second kill of the game. 4-0-1 on this Anivia is Be Chillin'. Broccoli sitting at 2-0-1 on the Belveth, and very quickly NIU is grabbing a huge lead. Fiora is able to grab one of these Krugs, but it doesn't matter. Grubs, sorry, not Krugs. It doesn't really matter because NIU is going to be able to grab the other two. So Toledo grabs the first one on that Fiora, and I really don't think Toledo can even start this dragon at this point. Belveth is just roaming too much. And let's take a look real quick. So on my end, I'm seeing the Belveth is 1 camp away from hitting level 6, and that's going to be pretty big because with the dragon here available, she can gain access to that ultimate, which is going to allow her to have empowered form. The Endless Banquet does just increase her power exponentially. So as long as you have access to that, you can continue to just snowball as Belveth. And there it is. 6 is available. We'll see if she's going to grab the kill here. Silas is kind of in a rough spot. NIU will just go ahead and start this up. Check that there's no vision. There isn't. And so Broccoli will just start this up. Doing a nice job of weaving in the auto attacks with the Qs, doing Q2 autos, Q2 autos. Always a fun combo. Obviously, Broccoli much more skilled at the game than I am, but always fun to see the champ piloted in that way. And there it is. It's going to be Endless Banquet used. And looking at it, 27 stacks in 8.5 minutes is not too shabby by any stretch. And Devour the Rich, that is a unfortunate spot to be in. He's just getting bullied out of this lane every time he walks up. And NIU sitting on so far, they have lost one grub, so it's not a perfect game technically at this point, but so far it's been dang near perfect for the Huskies.
Oh, wow.
Well, I wasn't even looking there, but B Chillin just gets another solo kill of his own, because of course he will. This Anivia is just in a spot where I mean it's real close to GG here at 9 minutes. I mean, obviously that's calling it pretty early, but that's a champ that between the Anivia and the and the Belveth from Broccoli, who's whoa, he doesn't even take the Void Coral. Yeah, I was gonna say, there you go, grab that Void Coral. Between those two, you're at a point where it's gonna be really difficult to fight through this. This is a 9.5 minute. That is a 5,000 gold lead. 5,500 almost at this point.
At only 10 minutes, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not even the biggest thing is Belveth still hasn't had access to the empowered passive. Like,
Yeah.
that's one thing you have to that is going to be really strong. Is this is still with the 60? Be chillin', be chillin'.
Wow.
Chill yourself, my guy. Again,
will
off
not
screen,
chill.
but that is another solo kill. And Devour the Rich is having a rough day at the office here. B Chillin is making his life very difficult. And Broccoli is also getting the fruits of that labor, because he's just seeing, you know, he's able to come in and grab an assist here, a kill there, and you know,
Wow.
B Chillin says, you know what, so jungle doesn't really matter. Dive me, or I'll dive and it's fine. And he grabs the kill on towards Maokai. We're gonna go ahead and go back to. I see why I'm missing those, because I wasn't on direct camera, but it doesn't really matter. Gambit gonna try for a 5-level deficit, and yeah, that's not a great place to be in. He's gonna be taken down to half HP. Anivia will be turned into Agnivia. Will they be able to grab the kill and the shutdown? No, they will not. And Kings is taken extremely low. That's going to be... Oh, everybody's just using flashes and ultis. And
That's
Broccoli,
tough.
no! You get shut down.
Oh, wow.
Be chillin'. Rotates full combo. That's half HP. And that is a Karma dead. Again.
Wow, I mean, keeping that 5K lead and the dragon and 2 grubs, I mean, oof, wow.
And very soon to be 5 grubs, I should say.
Yeah.
I mean, Maokai not even trying to go towards this. You're going to allow the 180-second passive for Belveth. It's also going to mean that if Belveth split pushes at all, which at this point you don't really need her to. Oh, yeah, that's... Silas is just kind of resigned to it at this point. Broccoli trying for the BM E just to get the coral back. I mean, that was pretty fair, but yeah, I mean, at this point, NIU's pretty much just toying with Toledo in this one. I mean, Anivia can kind of do whatever she wants, and there it is. Belveth gonna grab the empowered ulti, and yeah, I mean, obviously the Huskies. The Huskies are not a huge fan of this game going to Game 3, from what I'm gathering. They wanted to get home and carry on with their Valentine's Day, and they have said, Toledo, you know what? We're going to do that. That's just fine. We will make quick work of this third game. We're going to go ahead and start this. Now, Broccoli, that's a little bit overambitious, and that's the type of play you can't be making if you're going to continue to scale up in this game. Now, Anivia grabbing another kill for herself, 9-0-1, also grabbing the mid lane tier 2 turret, or tier 1 turret, I should say. Dragon does spawn in just about 45 seconds. That's going to be Fury taken low, Devour the Rich, Flash 4 doesn't grab anything. Gambit's going to be taken low, going to be actually, look at that, just one combo, and he's at 1/3 HP, not even 1/4 HP maybe. Redshift using the ultimate just to prevent the follow through from Anivia. It doesn't really matter because now there's going to be a Nautilus here, and if this is spotted, you have to imagine that this is a that's going to be the ultimates used. Couple of ultimates placed on it, but Extra is going to grab the kill. And quickly, Be Chillin' will continue to put damage on towards this mid lane tier 2 turret. Devour the Rich, that is... Oh my god.
Wow.
Be Chillin', oh, no,
No.
the available shutdown goes over towards the side of Toledo. But Broccoli able to grab the dragon by himself, and that will be another time to have endless... what's it called? Endless Banquet. Thank you. Thank you to the game for showing me that. Yeah, NIU just going to continue to farm these out. 3 to 15 are the kills. Now about a 5.5, 6,000 gold lead. So NIU, if there's one thing that I'm going to harp on, it's that they need to continue to build out this gold lead. It's kind of started to stall a little bit. You want to continue to grow it. Obviously, it's difficult to do so, but that's kind of the big thing that you want to do. If you're NIU in this sort of position, stagnating is kind of a win for the side of Toledo in this case. Now, there is going to be the Rift Herald available. We'll see if Broccoli puts some priority on it. Yep, there goes the pings. He wants that one, especially, I mean, it's a good item to have anyway, the Eye of the Herald. But on top of that, if you can get the Endless Banquet with the empowered version from it, you're going to be in a good spot. Broccoli, this is a little bit aggressive. Fury is very low. He's going to be taken even lower. That's going to be the damage. Now knocked up. Actually, nicely done. Broccoli able to grab that. Now going to have the Endless Banquet to heal up, and that's going to be the turnaround from NIU. Be Chillin' is here. Fury's going to knock him back with the ultimate. He's going to go into his ultimate. I forget the exact name of that one. Devour going to be able to grab that one, but it is traded back. Broccoli is going to fall. It will be a 3 for 2 in favor of NIU, and Bootwear and Be Chillin' are here. Now that's a stun on towards Gambit. He's going to be flash and dredge lined onto. Be Chillin' will grab another kill, and we'll grab a turret, and we'll grab the 12, 1, and 2, and the 600 gold bounty, and the 60 CS. That's 55 CS up, almost at 16 minutes. This man's working on the Flame Horizon at this point, and it is about 15 minutes in the game. That is ridiculous.
Wow. I mean, what a game.
I mean, we're just going to continue to see action, and he's continuing to push the tempo. Fiora's in a bad spot. This is another pick.
Ooh.
Kings, I don't know what you're doing there. You're between 5. Dashes over the wall, I guess,
okay.
so never mind. I'm wrong.
I thought so too. I was right there with you.
NIU just elects... I think they probably could have gotten him, but they elect to get the empowered ulti onto Broccoli here, so they go ahead and just back away, grab the Herald. Toledo can't even contest that. Seraphine says, I'm not even needed here, and Extra Loaded just going to go ahead and teleport down to the bot lane to clear out that wave, make sure that the side of Silas and Devour the Rich isn't able to grab anything. Now, this is Kings.
Yep.
This time he's dead.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no dash available. Yep, that's going to be Void Coral. And as we check in on that, that is a 66 stack at 17-minute Belveth. That's exactly... Oh. That was ridiculous. You know what's even more ridiculous? This damage that's going to come out now.
Yeah. That's one shot.
1Q! 1Q does 3/4 of the HP of the Sivir. Like, that...
Wow.
This is an aside, ladies and gentlemen, but this... There's no way to cast that. You just say...
You're like, wow.
And he walks up to him and it's just... He's dead. I mean... Sivir cannot be in the vicinity of the Anivia at this point. Especially if Anivia is able to turn this into Morellonomicon, or not Morellonomicon,
Magi's.
the Magi's, thank you. And then get more stacks on it. I mean, 7 stacks on the Darksteel is nothing to scoff at. Seraph's Embrace is going to come out here with 360 stacks on the tier already. So I'd have to guess that that's going to be the next thing that NIU goes towards, or that I should say Beach Hilton goes towards. Brian having himself a monster game number 3. Yeah, there it is. Seraph's Embrace finished. He does not quite have enough to do the to grab the Nagi's yet. Still gonna sit on the Dark Seal, but it's not even at 10 stacks. Doesn't really matter anyway. Anyway, NIU's gonna go ahead and grab this dragon when it spawns. Belveth is just sitting here. Look at that. That's the empowered ulti for you. Just so many voidlings. And he'll just go ahead and between the voidlings, between the grub mites, that's going to be the turret falling. And NIU, Fear going to have to get out of this one. Redshift going to just continue to fight on through this. Now it's going to be a 2v2. Broccoli going to be knocked up, but we'll see if that's going to be the damage. Nicely done dash away. That's going to be Devour the Rich falling. Beach Hill going to grab that kill as well. And now we're going to see the reset and the Endless Banquet followed up on by Broccoli here. He's going to go ahead and grab another pass or another stack of it. And so one of the things I know that we don't see Belveth too often here in competitive play. So one of the things that's really interesting to note about the champion, if you don't see it as much in solo queue, is that you get the as you can see in the little ulti timer bar for Broccoli. Well, we'll just watch him just knock down Kings here, and actually, it's going to go over towards Beach Chillin again. 15-1-2 on this Anivia, and we're definitely lining up an interview with Brian here. But one of the things that's interesting to note about the passive on the ultimate on Belveth is once you get the 180-second version, as long as you don't die, you can keep resetting it, and it'll add for every time that you would normally get a 60-second ultimate, it'll just add another 60 seconds to your ulti, as long as it's not above 180. You just can't go above, you know, the max timer, which is 180. So as long as you continue to get kills, you can just keep indefinitely up your ulti. So he's sitting now on, you know, like 72 seconds left on, or sorry, 122 seconds left on the ulti, but he's going to get it reset to 180 there because he gets another void coral from one of the void monsters. But I mean, it just, as long as he keeps getting kills before this expires and he doesn't die, it just will stay up indefinitely. He can continue to split push, and that's one of the strongest parts about this champion. I mean, the uncapped attack speed is also ridiculous, as well as the infinitely scaling passive. That's going to be... Camaray is dead here, as long as the dash... Yep, not able to... Oh, no, not able to land that there, but doesn't matter, because that's the power of just kind of walking forward on Belveth. Once you're this fed, you just walk forward and get all your abilities to land, and it's not very fun for anybody that's trying to chase you. Kings is going to go ahead, going to flash away, and doesn't. We'll get the kill, but it'll be traded right back. Now this is going to be Kasante grabbing the kill on towards the Karma. Devour the Rich is just dead again. He'll reset again, will Broccoli. And Beach Hill, I'm going to go ahead and try to grab this kill on towards Redshift. He'll get the stun, get the ultimate to land, he'll get the kill, and actually that'll go over to Belveth. That's the ace over to NIU. It is clean. No, it's not. They lost the Seraphine. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's going to be the 28-7, 4 times the number of kills on the side of NIU here. About a 12,000 gold lead at 22 minutes. And NIU will look to put a stop to this match, and they're going to grab their second inhibitor of this push. Be chillin' just one shots once again. Karma, nothing you can say about that except for good luck. And Kama Ray is going to go ahead and be able to use the spell shield on the stun there from the Nivea. It doesn't matter. Nivea gonna have to flash back, gonna grab a kill, gonna grab the second as well, going over towards Kasante, and now Be Chillin' He's going to be their main focus. He is going to be forced into egg Nivea, but he'll grab a double kill of his own. As long as NIU is able to kind of juggle the focus here, it will be Fury falling, but it doesn't matter because that's going to be a triple kill over towards the Anivia of B Chillin. That is a 19-1-4 Anivia. Yes, you heard that right, 19-1-4. And B Chillin with a 23 KDA is going to be pushing on towards the end of this one. NIU 33-8, about a 15,000 gold lead. Make that another kill, 34-8, and a 15,000 gold lead. And the Huskies are going to go ahead and push on in here, and they are going to, well, actually, that might be more. Nope, there are no more kills, 34-8. And NIU takes it. Nicely done by the Huskies, coming back, and with the second night, with the second match in 2 nights, NIU will reverse sweep both of their matches, Overwatch and League of Legends, and they'll get their second wins on the board in both of those game titles. So
Wow.
really nicely done by the Huskies, and unfortunately, you know, the one thing from my perspective, it's great. I'm very happy that NIU was able to grab such a dominant victory in game number 3. But it's one of those where game 1 and game 2 were so close that game 3 being such a stomp just kind of deflates the cast a little bit. You know, you're trying to you're so hyped about it that you're also like, wow, it's just it's over. I mean,
Yeah,
look at that. We're going
jeez.
through 3-2-8 on the Cassante for Fury, 7-3-7 for Broccoli on this Belveth, 21-4 on Anivia for Be Chillin'. Especially if you look at that, that is a holy cow, 33,000 damage in 23 minutes to champions. That is Broccoli doing. I'm sorry. Let me read everybody else's damage to objectives before I read Broccoli's. Karma 1,085, Sivir 128, Silas 324, Maokai 4,480, Fiora 7,122, Cassante 9,955, Seraphine 6,951, Nautilus 3,323, Anivia 16,248. Anivia herself, I believe, did more than all of Toledo to objectives that game. And then you have the Belveth of Broccoli, who did 64,175 damage to objectives. That's the power of Belveth when you get a lead, and that is the power of Broccoli. Eat your broccoli, ladies and gentlemen. Get your vegetables, because that was a great game. We'll try to grab Brian B. Chillin here for the interview, and we'll let you guys have the rest of your Valentine's Day night after that. So let me grab Brian. While we're waiting and seeing if we can get the interview going, we'll go ahead and take a look. So we got the shop here. Hopefully everybody got good deals in their shop. Mine, I played a couple of games of TF, so it gave me Underworld Twist of Fate at a 60% discount, not a bad one. Got Angler Jax at a 40% discount, 20% discount on Soul Fighter Gwen, Psyops Vi 40%, Mortal Journey Kale at 20%, Fairy Court Fiora at 50%.
Yeah, I gotta check mine when I get back. Actually, I logged into the Husky Spectator one, so I'll have to check mine. Hopefully, I got some good stuff.
Yeah. What did Husky Spectator get? They never played a game, but let's see what it got.
I have no idea. Let's see. Chemtech Trinomir.
Okay.
Mad Scientist Ziggs.
Okay.
Northern Front Swain.
Oh, interesting.
Ernest Elf Tristana.
Okay.
Beast Hunter Draven. I like that one.
Okay. Yeah.
and Crime City Nightmare Zyra. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of blue skins there.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, well, so we did get an update from the team. We are not going to be able to grab Brian for the interview. He's feeling a little under the weather, so we're going to have Logan Fury come on over and do the interview for us. So we'll have him ready to go in just a minute. But we're going to get that post-game interview with the victorious NIU Huskies.
Absolutely. And I mean, what a showing. Definitely just goes to show how understanding the matchup and how your opponents are playing mid-game. I mean, it definitely goes a long way when you can understand what the what the opponent's trying to do and what you can do to play around them. I know that goes a long way in any game, in any sport, anything. I mean, it really goes to show that you're never out just game one. I mean, you're never done.
Absolutely. I mean, and a double reverse sweep this week has been great for the Huskies, and I mean, it's just a great spot to be in. So, yep, excited to see how this one goes, and uh, we have Bungalow Bill, former Rocket League coach, jumping in the NIU Discord saying about the match highlights from game number 3, the Simpsons gif of stop, he's already dead, and certainly was a bit uh, how match number 3 sounded. Let's go ahead and grab. Obviously, yeah, still Ricky. We were hoping to get be chilling, like we said. Not able to grab him. Not feeling too well, so we'll hopefully get him on the next game. Um, so yeah, absolutely. We're gonna get Logan, and I think we're getting him set up and ready to go here. So we
Yep.
should be jumping into the interview very shortly.
Absolutely. We got Logan Fury, the Madman top player, on the mic.
Hello, hello.
How's it going? Congrats on the win. A very nice reverse sweep, and obviously a little bit of a different look for you guys there at the end. So,
Right.
how are you guys feeling coming out of that match?
Uh, Dude, I'm feeling great. I think we're all feeling great. Like, honestly, that was probably like the best we've played in a pretty long time. So it's amazing to like see that we're finally showing what we can do.
Absolutely. And, obviously, we've talked a little bit in the past off stream and everything about the fact that, you came from a bot lane background, kind of got forced into the top lane out of necessity, and, obviously finding a home there at this point. So, what's it, what's it feel like finding your way in that role and obviously playing a couple different types of champions tonight? And, how has that impacted the team as you guys have developed together?
I think it's impacted everyone pretty well. I think we've been developing like very well together. Like everyone's seeming to understand that like I'm still very new to like what I'm doing, but I'm still trying my best and giving what I can to do what we have to and make sure that we can win. And everyone's very supportive of it.
Absolutely. And obviously you guys went with the Belveth there. I was pretty happy to see that myself. You and I have talked plenty about the Belveth here. So, what inspired you guys to go for such an aggressive look on game number 3 when everything was on the line?
I think we just decided like, hey, we we want to win, and we showed a very dominant performance once we were taking control of the game and showing that like we had the prio, we were the better team. So once we started taking that initiative, we decided in the third game, let's just do it again and let's just do what we do best, and that's fight. Just keep fighting them and win.
Absolutely, and it seemed like it worked out for you guys. So very happy to see it. And so obviously this win, I believe, brings you guys to 2-4 on the season. So certainly not out of the playoff hunt with a lot of the teams that are kind of the strongest in the conference out of the way. Trajectory obviously seems pretty positive at this point. So last week, after the win, we interviewed Alex and or Broccoli, and we heard from him that he thought that the trajectory for this team was actually world champions. So, uh, what's your thoughts? What's the trajectory for this team, and what are your guys' goals you hope to accomplish?
I think I'm gonna be a bit more realistic on this one, and I think we could easily make playoffs, and even in the games on Saturday, we were showing that we could even contest the number one seed. So I think as long as we keep developing the way that we're going, I think we could easily end up in the finals, or end up actually winning the whole thing. We just gotta keep developing and keep doing what we're doing best.
Absolutely, and it's great to hear that confidence. And as much as I'd love to see, I love to hear the fun comments about world champion. I do appreciate the realistic answer there as well. So, Austin, any questions that you have for Logan before we ask for his final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we saw a strong showcase from Game 3, but what was it like to come back from a loss on Game 1? I mean, surely, you had to step back in and, realize that you guys can take them. I mean, what was that like after Game 1?
Honestly, it felt pretty bad, but you just gotta keep going, and you have to be realistic in the fact of the mistakes that you make. And it was very obvious that we were making mistakes. We had a lot of prio in the first game, and we easily could have won that game had we not done certain things. And we knew we had to change the comp up because it just wasn't fitting. So we changed things, and we started going back to what we normally play, and we snowballed, we fought, we did what we did best, and surely there it was showing that it was good.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I have to agree. And so obviously, what the viewers at home might not know is, there is a little bit of just at NIU. There's a little bit of a cold going around. Um, with that, out of an abundance of caution, with a sore throat, our ADC did play from in um, in extra loaded did play from home today. So one more question before I let you go here, Logan. How did that impact the team with having obviously you guys are getting pretty used to playing in person. How did having that player remote kind of impact things? Was that a factor in the game?
Um, I don't know how it impacted others, but also, Broccoli, Alex also played from home today. So we actually had two players playing from home, which to me it's been weird because I feel like over the course of the time that I've been playing with all these like wonderful people, like I I've grown used to being by them. Like even if I'm like sitting in that corner seat, like kind of far away, like I've grown used to playing by them and seeing them every day and hearing the comms from them in the arena. So I know me personally, it kind of affected me and made me feel a little more down going into the match because as much as like I know people sometimes need to play from home and stuff. I love being able to be around my teammates and play with them. And I'm really glad that we could still have a strong showing despite that.
Absolutely, and it's very interesting to hear those insights from you. So I really appreciate that. Anything else that you'd like to say to the viewers at home before we let you go?
Thank you for supporting us. I know our showing at the start of the semester, or so far at the start of the semester, has not been the greatest, but I promise you great things are to come, and hopefully we can make playoffs, and hopefully we can give it a good run. Thank you.
Absolutely, and thank you for your time, Logan. And yeah, I think I certainly echo those sentiments. I think you know, early in the semester, I wouldn't even say that they were poor performances. I think it just was the team is still getting ready together, and I think that we're certainly seeing the strength of this team as they start to grow together. So that's going to do it for us tonight. And we love, once again, I'm going to throw that word out there. We love that you guys were here with us tonight, and we appreciate you guys spending some of your Valentine's Day night with us. uh, we welcome you to the NIU Sports Arena once again tomorrow at noon. We welcome you back to the broadcast as well on Saturday morning. We're going to have another match from or Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. We're going to see another match. It's going to be NIU League of Legends versus, let's see who we've got then. Eastern Michigan. So that should be a fun one Saturday afternoon. I'll be on the broadcast here with Charlie Farmer, and then I'll see you again, Logan, for not Logan. I'm so sorry, Austin. We'll see you again on Tuesday for NIU versus that would be Toledo. So
Yep.
you guys got Toledo next double header next week too.
Yes.
Ooh, fun. So when Tuesday at 7 for the Toledo match, then you'll be on the stream on the Wednesday at 7, and then Ohio against NIU in Overwatch at 7 on Thursday. So
Yep.
it'll be an action-packed week next week. We look forward to welcoming you guys to all of those. And Austin, any last words before I let the folks go?
I mean, let's go Huskies. Let's keep it rolling.
I like it. Let's go Huskies, and thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys then. Have a good night.